Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let me get everybody situated. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to another Wednesday with the crew, which we're gonna discuss communication tonight. That's always fun. Styles of communication. What's nagging? What's communicating? What's healthy? What's not? Hopefully, by the end of this, somebody will be able to take some game that they can using their dating cycle and things of that nature, man. But before we get this thing started, first and foremost, let's introduce these amazing panel members we have up here. First and foremost, we have Mr. Security Boss in the building with us. OT is in the building with us. Dean Queen Sheba in the building with us. Ricky Williams himself in the building with us. Miss Saida in the building. And last but not least, D. Ronan is in the building with us. Let's get got a couple more coming in a few, but right now they go. Doing Black Folks thing with our partners. Some Black Folks production. But Crusader Nation, how's everybody doing in the chat, man? Let me see leaves in the chat if y'all can hear me good and see me good. I want to make sure the sound coming in and it's no lagging and things of that nature. Put leaves in the chat if y'all can hear me good. Also, make sure you tap the like button if you hadn't had a chance to. It's going to be a hell of a discussion. Y'all already know how we come. Y'all know how we give it up. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Facebook is tapped in heavy tonight. I see y'all, man. Salute to everybody watching on Facebook. You see. Okay, cool. It sounds like I'm coming in. Okay, perfect. Sounds like I'm coming in. First and foremost, housekeeping. Again, all merch is available at cruiseseason.com. That's the sweaters, the hoodies, the hats, anything that's crew season or tied to the crew is available on the website. I've been seeing people asking when we're going to restock. That's going to be next month. So everything should be restocked next month, along with some new items that we are working on for y'all. So, we appreciate everybody that done supported, man. It done been a hell of a turnout as far as that. And thank y'all, see everybody rocking it and tagging us in it on Instagram and stuff. I love to see it, man. I love to see that. So keep that up. Oh, am I missing something, bro?
Mother, they know about the sale, huh?
Oh, yeah. Sale. The sale will be live when the next. No, you know what? By Friday's live stream. Friday's Crew and A live stream. It's gonna be a wide a sale. It's the first sale we done on the website in history. It's gonna be a 48-hour situation. So if y'all hadn't had a chance to get Crew season merch and things of that nature, the sale will be active on Friday. So I ain't gonna tell y'all how much it's off. I ain't gonna tell y'all none of that. It's gonna be a surprise, man. So Friday, make sure y'all pull up to the website, crewseason.com. So yeah, it's gonna be the first sale in history. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll try to get try to get everybody taken care of in a timely fashion as well. So yeah, that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, how's everybody doing before we get started? I didn't even do a mental health check before we got this thing going.
Very good.
Everybody good? Everybody looking good?
Thank you. Thank you.
Pretty sore, but I'm solid.
I hear you. All right, man. So without further ado, I mean, it look like the likes is up there where we need them to get to. So we appreciate everybody for tapping that thumbs up button. And if you hadn't, make sure you tap into that. But first question of the night, let's dive right in. Since we're discussing communication tonight, we gotta set foundation as we always do. So with the first question, who do y'all feel like is more at fault when there's a lapse in communication? Is it the giver or is it the receiver, in your opinion? Because oftentimes, we get to talking about delivery, we get to talking about certain people not being open to listening, open to accountability, things of that nature. So in your opinion and in y'all's history, who do y'all feel like is more responsible for a lapse in communication? Is it the person delivering the message or the person receiving the message? And we're going to start with... I'm going to start with Rick first.
Wow. Me numero uno tonight. What's good, everybody? I hope y'all doing well. Man, y'all, I blame the receivers, bro. All right. I just blame the receivers. Like, if a person communicating, they put it out there, it's up for you to receive it. You know what I mean? I just personally believe that it shouldn't matter who the message comes from. The message is the message. If it's the truth, it should ring true. If it don't, then there's something wrong with the receiver, not the person that's giving it. You know what I mean? Everybody wants things packaged the way they want it, and I understand that, but most time in life, you don't get it the way you want it anyway. So I believe the receiver is more responsible than the communicator, because the communicator is putting it out there. You just don't like the way they're saying it. That's all I got on it.
I like it. Fire early. I like it. Miss Saira, who's more at fault for the lapse? The person delivering the message or the person receiving it?
I think it's the person delivering the message. We are responsible on the words that we choose and how we want the person. Like we are responsible for how and the words that we choose, and not just that, but the perception that we want from others. We cannot change the perception, but we can definitely. It's kind of like a brand that you're carrying. You are your own brand, but if you don't want to sound in a certain way, then you are responsible for that. And if you want your message to be clear, then you are the responsible for it. It's not how you take it. If not, then ask marketing. Simple as that.
Okay. I like it. We got disagreeing early. First two people. Nah, I like it. Ronan, the lapse in communication, man. Who is more at fault here, bro?
I would have to say the receiver. When it comes to receiving things, it is your responsibility to ask for clarity. Ask for a clear and concise understanding of what's being said to you or communicated to you. And it's not just actions, words, and intent, but we'll get into it further about tone and delivery being selective. You got people who are active list or selective hearing. Some people who listen to respond. So when we got to be intentional with our listening. Besides telling people things, we got to be able to receive things and then look for a measure of healthy communication. Or some people are looking for a fight. So I say it's a receiver.
Well said. Well said. SB, the lapse in communication. Who you feel like is more responsible for that?
I'm with Ronan and Ricky on this. It's definitely the receiver. Because I've been noticing now, you can say something and not only do they not hear what you said, they will create and add their personal feelings and past experiences to complete what you're trying to communicate. So it's definitely on the receiver, and it could be written communication. It could be a person just sitting speaking alone, not even one-on-one. I just noticed it with our comment sections or some of these videos, you can make a statement and they'll have the man running out, leaving, and you said nothing about a man leaving, and they'll just add all that to it, and you be like, wow, where did that come from? So it's definitely on the receiver.
I like it. I like it. Oh, who's more at fault in your opinion, bro, for the lapse in communication?
Definitely the receiver. I think it's definitely the responsibility of the person delivering the message to make sure that they are clear, concise, and they try to get it out as best they can. But again, it's up to them, like Ronan said, if you are confused about the message that's being relayed, you need to ask some more questions.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely the receiver. I mean, in my experience, I've tried all different types, tone, delivery. Like, we put some music behind it. It don't even matter what's going on. If they don't like the message, they go take it the way they go take it, So it's definitely on the receiver.
And they'll tell you that you didn't say what you said. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
it's real good.
Just real quick, do you feel like that comes from like some personal, or just something you're saying? I'm
It's all around. It's all around.
Okay.
But it's
I'm agreeing
personal
with
too.
you.
It's personal.
All around.
All right, man. Queen, what's your thoughts on it? Who's more responsible for this lapse in communication?
You know, I'm going to go left on this one. I'm going to say, hey, it wouldn't be right? I'm going to say 50-50. I think that's a hell of a cross to bear on the receiver, that at any time that you misinterpret somebody's communication, that it's your fault. Because there's a lot of people that are rude as hell, and they're going to tell you, I've always been that way. And they're not willing to be flexible. They're not willing to grow with you. They're not willing to pivot. And some of us have had those people in our family, co-workers. And it's like, I hear what you're saying, but there's still room to grow. So I think it's 50-50. Now, if the deliverer switches up to accommodate your communication style and you still want to play victim, then that's on the receiver.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think it's on the sender, man, and the reason being is because it just depends on like how willing you are or how pressed you are to get the message heard, man. I think a lot of people get more caught up in being right than getting the mission accomplished, or getting what I'm trying to say across. Example is like a urgency, like within a relationship. Your partner may ask you to do something or may tell you to do something. They may communicate what they want to get done. But if they're not stressing the urgency on it, then it's like, okay, I feel like I can just get around to it, whatever. Compared to like, nah, I need this done today, or I need this done in a timely fashion. You see what I'm saying? But it's on the sender to not communicate that level of urgency. And I feel like that's a big issue within relationships. I think on the past stream, we talked about like shoes being in the middle of the hallway or whatever. And it's like, if you just bring it up here, there, every now and again, then the person it's not going to be a lot of a sense of urgency attached to it. But if you sit them down like, hey, look, this can't happen. Like this rubs me the wrong way. This bothers me. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, and sit down and really stress that urgency, then I feel like that person is going to be way more willing to go get that mission accomplished. So you got to ask yourself, like, do you just want to be able to look back and say, well, I mean, I said it, or do you want to get the message that you're trying to get across? And, again, especially speaking to relationships, the whole goal is for us to be on the same page. So me being the sender, I got to learn what's the best way to get that message across to my partner, right? And if it doesn't matter, then I chose the wrong partner in terms of me getting it across and them not taking it in or them not listening. Because, I mean, y'all right. Realistically, like, we are going to communicate it wrong at first because we don't necessarily know how they receive information. But accommodations will be made if I love you and we in a relationship. And I make those accommodations and you still, you either just like arguing me every sense of the way, or you just not receptive to the information, then it's like what the hell am I doing here? Like, why am I still in this situation? Because this, regardless of how small that it is, it's going to lead to bigger things, because it's not a situation of you not being able to interpret, it's you not want to take accountability. And that's going to cripple us down the line. So you being the person delivering the message, you got to gauge, that situation. And after you make accommodations, the message still ain't getting across, it might be time to do something different. That's just my opinion. But in summary, I say it's on the sender, man. You got to find a way to get it across, find a way to get the mission accomplished, period. And if you can't get it accomplished, I'm out.
You go. You're out.
Yeah, man. Because again, just history, man. Like, people, in terms of accountability, people got issues with that, man. Like, and it may start out as something cute, like, oh, okay, she like to argue everything or whatever. It's like, okay, that's cute, but that leads to bigger problems down the line. If you can't be accountable, then that means we can't come to that table and sit down and make necessary changes that's going to save this relationship. Because let's just be honest, you've been with somebody for a long amount of time, issues are going to come up. Like, it may be changes that may need to be made and hard conversations that need to be had. I'm talking about may bring somebody to tears. But if you ain't willing to take accountability ever, like, so it's always my fault. You ain't never doing nothing wrong. It's always an excuse for what you do. Even when you do wrong, it's an excuse. Nah, that's over with. And I don't feel like there's nothing that I can say or nothing that can be taught to that person that's going to change that, aside from absence. So that's how I see it.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, man. My boy, misinformed right in the building. Say, oh, hold on. Let me start from the top. I ain't gonna read them out of order this time. Misinformed writer, misread these super chats out of order. I bet you will. He say, "Kid, shout out to Yoda. The Snapchats out of order is classic. Thanks." Anywho, I'm reworking my own YouTube stuff. Your content is worth reviewing. I'm putting together homage to my favorite YouTubers. Do you mind? Of course, bro. Go for it. Go for it, bro. I ain't gonna stand in the way of that. Appreciate the support, big dog. All right. So that right there brings us to
Hold on. We got a Palace member that gave a super chat. We can't skip over my people. This is their first time on this side of the fence in YouTube.
Hold on. I missed somebody. Jeanette
Yes.
In communication, nonverbal is 55%. Verbal is 38%. Words 7%. The deliverer must know who his audience is and how to send a message.
I agree. 100%.
That's honest, man. That's honest. I was watching. I don't know if y'all seen Steve Harvey on Shannon Sharp podcast recently.
Yeah,
he was talking about, it's certain jokes that I can get off in that white club. If I bring that to a black club, they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what? What are you talking about? But he say I was getting off certain jokes in the right club and it was booming. They was crying, laughing in there. But he say it's just certain messages that wouldn't be able to translate. So again, knowing that audience is important, and that's just one of many examples. Like, do you want to be successful, or do you just want to say, well, I mean, I said it, But again, appreciate the support, man. Everybody that donated. Let's get into this next one, man. Since we here, let's go on and dive head first in. Is tone or delivery just an excuse, in your opinion, for somebody not to take accountability? And we're gonna go right back to Rick.
Yes, it's an excuse. There's no way around it. It's an excuse. Like I said, when you think about communication, when we want to be for real about it, right? It's all who you want to hear the message from. This is facts, right? So what I don't agree with the stuff, period, that people say about communication being a certain way, because as long as you like that person, you willing to listen. It doesn't matter if that person has good or bad information. If you like that person, you're going to be willing to listen, right? It's the reason why a lot of times in people's lives, you sit back on your bed of regret and be like, hey, this person told me this, right? Right? Or I should have did this when this person mentioned it to me, right? But you didn't want to listen because you ain't like it. It's whatever. Communication only works for real, how y'all say it, when respect is real. That's when communication works the way y'all say it's supposed to work. but we know that's a lie. But yeah, it's an excuse. It's a goddamn excuse.
I like it. I like it. Saida, is tone, delivery just an excuse for people not to take accountability, in your opinion?
I don't think it's an excuse. I just think it's important, the tone that you choose to deliver your message. So I was a trainer slash teacher for quite some time, few years, and they teach you when you're delivering, in front of a class to how to, use inflection and all those things. It matters because if you're talking like this to a class when you're supposed to project your voice all the way to the end, or people's gonna get bored. Period. Your message is not being, received just because of the way that you're delivering the message. So the fact that someone can actually open their mouth doesn't mean that they can communicate. So that's the difference, talking and actually communicating. Talking is just opening your mouth and just bring whatever words comes out. But communicating is the action of choosing your words carefully, and not just that, your thoughts as well. So I think tone is very important. So it's not the same me saying, can you bring me this, or can you get me that, or kindly ask for something. So my tone, my body language, and everything is just as important. That's it.
Well said. Ronan, tone, delivery. Is that an excuse, man, for people not to take accountability, in your opinion?
I agree. It's a raggedy ass excuse. And when it comes to it, I respect you enough to tell the truth. I know who I'm talking to. I watched you enough. I put you in a position where I can bring things to you, as I would expect the same thing. And plus, I got bad knees, so I'm not tiptoeing around you just to make you feel better. That's just not it. If something is serious and I expect you to bring me, even if it's rough news or whatnot, I would expect you to tell me, not tiptoe around it, or I find out by a third party. But the whole tone and delivery argument, it often tends to be one-sided, because one minute they want you to cater it to them, and then all of a sudden they can get flip of the lip how they deliver it, and they say, this is how I am. No. If communication without consideration and respect can be viewed as nagging or is nagging, that's just what it is, period.
Man, hot. I like it. I like it. SB, your opinion, tone, delivery. Are those just excuses? People not want to take accountability?
Yeah, it's an excuse, but it kind of delays it delays the blow a little bit when you can pass something off on the person that's saying it to you. It kind of deflects. It's like a deflection, but it doesn't change anything. Whatever they're holding you responsible for, I'm pretty sure you're still responsible for it, but it gives them a moment to breathe a little bit and come back at you with something when they can say that, oh, I don't like the way you're talking to me, or I don't like your tone. Are you too harsh, or you mean, or whatever? So it is an excuse though, but it doesn't change anything.
Said, oh, tone and delivery. Is it an excuse, bro?
Okay, y'all gonna be surprised by my answer. So shockingly, to an extent, I'm gonna say yes, but at the same time, to an extent, just so happened after that post, the algorithm gonna algorithm. So I'm just scrolling on my page, and just so happened right after it was a guy talking, and he was saying, speaking similar about tone and delivery, and he was saying how, your woman can be in that mode, and let's say she's talking to the kids one way, and then automatically she switches to you, and she stays in that mode, and she delivering that same message how she would, deliver to the kids. Now, as a man, you're gonna be like, hold on, I'm your man. I'm not your,
Okay.
I'm not the kid. So to that point, I definitely agree. Tone and delivery does play a part, but at the same time, you should also understand your partner, and maybe in that moment you got to check them about how they delivered the message, or maybe ask something else like, hey, what's going on? Like, yo, I'm not the kid. You fussing at me like I'm one of them. I'm your man. You got to come at me different. So to an extent, yes, but again, like Rick said too, is if it's somebody that you love and that's you call it your partner, you can't take it, so personal.
Well said. I agree. Miss Queen, tone and delivery. Is it an excuse or is it valid?
No, it's valid. It's extremely valid. I'm really disappointed with the panel. Communication is a form of intimacy, which is why you expect a certain tone from your woman when you're intimate. A certain level, a certain volume, right? Depending on where you are with her. Tone and delivery are extremely important. Otherwise, why don't we yell at babies? Go to work tomorrow. Yell at your boss. Tell them to get over it and see what happens. And then come back and tell me if tone and delivery are an excuse.
For accountability.
Not for accountability. Okay, so
That was
okay,
the
break that down. No, I don't think so. For people can actually say, can you lower your tone? There are some people that become heightened by the level of your tone. There are some people that believe that Black women are too loud. Latin women are too loud, but it's a cultural thing. It's jovial. It's a lot of color. It's a lot of exchange, but they think it's ghetto and it's loud. So they're completely wrong about the tone, right? And they want us to be accountable for our tone and tone it down. So no, it's not. I think it's extremely valid. You know, have you ever have somebody ever misunderstood your tone? You said, no, I didn't mean it that way. So and it's not that you were not willing to be accountable. You just wanted to level set that I meant no offense by that. You know, and if you took it that way, most people follow up, I apologize. Most people have good intentions, right? Most people do have good intentions. So tone for accountability, most people, if you say your tone, most people will accept accountability. Most people that I know. Go ahead.
I think it's a little bit different at work versus relationship, like in your relationship though, because that person at work is, I don't know, you don't know them. Like, you know, your person that you living with, that you sleeping with, waking up to every single day. So, you know, if one of us get a little animated, you know, just so happen one of us get animated one night, I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, take it that way. Now, if that's just who you are, that's a totally different discussion. You know, I shouldn't be with you if you like that. But just in general, if we just having a conversation and, you know, one time you may get a little bit animated because this certain particular topic you're really passionate about. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's okay, you know, because that shows emotion, that shows, you know, getting passion. And you kind of, I feel like it's okay to see that from your partner. You want to see that they care. You want to see that fire, as long as it's not disrespectful.
I want to add something too. It's like the whole thing is tone and delivery just an excuse to not take accountability. Now, personally, if I asked you to do something, I'm going to pay attention to patterns. I'm going to see if you did something. Okay, this person's sitting there chilling. Didn't consider what I was saying. So I'll bring it up again. Now, when someone's consistent on not doing certain things, this is where you have to find out what's really going on. Now, emotional intelligence is important. Knowing how to address it. I mean, you don't just sit there and start talking at somebody unless they become disrespectful. Then that's going to be met with something else. But this is the importance about learn how to read the room, knowing that person has respect for you. They're going to leave it open for you guys to have that healthy communication to get things done. But the lack of respect there, you're going to see what it is.
So I wanted to add something for the accountability part. So what I think is that people tend to use tone and, you know, kind of deliver their message in the best way they can. So it's kind of like they're out of frustration. They choose the tone because they don't really know how to communicate. So that's their problem. But if I am an effective communicator, like I have these, personally, I'm going to put it out there, my sister, she's a bad communicator, and I have to be very patient with her because I know her. So I know that she's going to misunderstand my message. I always know that she's going to take it personal. I know that I'm going to hurt her with my words. So I have to be very careful, but I know her. My point is not to hurt her. I want her to understand what I'm trying to say. So I have to be very patient with her. But I know that she's the one that doesn't listen. I already know. So I love her, and that's why I'm more empathetic. That's why I'm more patient with her. So that's the difference between being a good communicator. So if I am the good communicator, I should be communicating correctly, not just sending the message, because part of communication is not just sending the message, it's also how I deliver that message and how my message is going to be received. That's me being a good communicator, because that's important to me, how my message is going to be received. So that, I just wanted to mention that it is important to know, if you know the other person, your partner, whatever, be careful with your words, especially if you know them and they're going to be like, hey, they are frustrated, they don't know how to listen, and much more. But that's about it.
I like that. I like that. It's tone delivery just an excuse and I take accountability. I think more times than not it is. I think it's it's a convenient get out of jail free card in most cases. Can it be valid? Yes. But in most cases, if I don't like what's being said, I'm gonna look for a way out of that. that's just human instinct. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that men do it too sometimes. If you on our ass and you telling a little bit too much truth, hold on now, man, you always nagging. I ain't got time for this, man. I'm out, man. Let me get up out of here. Whole time she 1,000% right, but it's like, damn, I don't want to hear that shit right now. And the same thing with women. If I'm sitting you down and I got critiques and different things that I need done, like, baby, Kenny was saying on past pod, like, damn, every time I come in here, man, you always using up all the damn towels. You washing your hair with it. You doing this, you doing that. Why you don't wash the towels? I need towels too. Every time I come in, all the towels is wet, all the towels is dirty from you. Like, damn, can you fix that? Mm-hmm. Most women, if you gonna keep it real, you coming up with that type of criticism, she gonna try to wiggle up out of there. But why are you talking to me like this? Why is it so loud? Why is it like you? I ain't trying to. It's gonna be like, baby, that was not my intention, baby. It wasn't my intention. Go ahead, Rick. You want to dive in there?
And see, this is what I be talking about, right? Because the truth is, what the truth is,
right?
Right. Again, when it's not about empathy, I'll feel sorry for you once you get it right. You see what I'm saying? Like this, and this ain't no disrespect to the ladies, but y'all got to understand, y'all are meant to move a certain way, and I understand it, right? But as far as me and I said this before, our job is to get to the solution as fast as possible. That means being direct, right? And it's different. And listen to what I'm saying, ladies. I ain't even knocking what y'all saying when it's real, when it's a word, when a dude is disrespecting you out his mouth and talking down to you, right? But that's not the case in most cases. In most cases, that person is just not hearing what they, and this is male and female alike, these people just not hearing what they want to hear it. So they put the excuse on, this the way you said it, or you need to talk to me nice, or whatever. The truth of the matter is, in my life, the best advice I got was when somebody was cussing me out. Right. But as a man and as a woman, you have to have enough honor in yourself to know if that person telling the truth. Right. So whether it was behind some cuss words or some baby, you need some help. The truth is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's a lot of different ways, that matters. Similar to what Saida was saying, that tone and delivery, because I was in theater class too, when they talking about, your level, your tone of your voice, a level, and, quiet, and when you super loud and when you super passionate about it. Also, I think about playing sports. Like if you just had a coach that was just like, all right, guys, so we're going to go out here and we got to get our game plan. We're going to go out and we're going to run, we're going to run our regular offense, and we're going to, like, especially if you're losing, coach will come in there and try to light a fire you some kind of way. What is going on in here? This is what we need to be doing. You're not doing what you need to be doing. You're not so now everybody alert, like, okay, all right. I think sometimes I think nothing is wrong with that. Now, again, as long as they're not being disrespectful and calling you out your name, I think it's okay. But sometimes people need a little fire lit under them, as long as the communication is, what the end goal is. I think that's the most important. They're communicating to try to get to an end goal. And then as long as you understand that, I think it should be okay.
You know what I've noticed?
Something?
No, I was going to ask, like, what I noticed, like when I just say something encourages somebody, I don't think they mind tone of delivery, especially when I say it in a way that lights a fire in their ass. And I ain't sitting there yelling at them. I just tell them, like, look, you too talented to be bullshitting like this. You're not built like this. I've seen what you was able to do, this, that, and the third, and you get them to look at what they're playing around with. They're like, you're wasting your time. You're above all this. The tone and delivery conversation never comes up. That's what I've noticed.
many years ago, I heard a man say, if people know you love them, if people really know you love them, they can accept feedback from you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And just to hit the chat up, like when y'all gonna learn to understand that females communicate different than men, right? I work with all men, and we say stuff you can never say around a bunch of women because we know you can't say it around a bunch of women, right? So again, that's why I keep telling y'all, gentlemen, look, it's a woman's job to be flexible. It's their job to be malleable, bro. But when it comes to men moving around, we must get to the quick because time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Right? And no matter what y'all say, no matter what y'all do, and again, I want to preface, I understand when the ladies say if it's a man that's really talking like he ain't got no goddamn sense. But, and however, y'all know for a fact, in real life, you could tell your woman something and you can be as nice as Pete, you could be as pretty as Punch, and she'll still take it the wrong way if it's the right correction.
Damn near every time.
Right. And fellas to ladies too. And you know, you done told your man something that was real and he just, oh, why you talking down to me like that? Da 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 woo woo. You disrespecting me. No, I ain't disrespecting you. I'm telling you the truth.
Get your bum ass off that couch and get a job.
I'm telling you the truth. And that's what I mean. Just because you don't like the way it sounds, don't make me a bad communicator. You just don't like the way it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't like it. So that's why I say it's on you. It doesn't matter if you really want to hear it, it don't matter how it come. If you really, and you being honest with yourself, it don't matter how it come, how it deliver. I keep trying to tell y'all, if you saw $1,000 on the ground, you ain't gonna ask how it got there. You gonna pick it up. So if the information is real and they telling you the truth about yourself, something that can be repaired with you, and no matter how it get delivered, you gonna pick it up. Get out your feelings, bro. Get out your feelings.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Ricky, to a certain point, because I am the person that if a message is being straightforward to me, some people don't like me asking to confirm, but I want to make sure that I understood the message correctly because I can understand 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. But when I go and ask, okay, so is this what you're asking? Then I know that I was missing 4 and 5 or 3 and 4. You see what I'm saying? So it is my job to make sure that I understand. And I'm telling you, I am very used to giving instructions because I've been a teacher, but I'm also very aware that when I receive instructions, I need to break those instructions in my head. That's simple because I am used to it. And some people just don't like to ask questions. And I'm telling you, I was with a different instructor and that person didn't like me asking questions, but I was not understanding how he was explaining the things. So he needed to be more specific or clear about certain moves that he wanted me to do. And now that I'm with a different coach, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Why? Because from the beginning, I told her, look, it is very hard for me to get certain messages. So I'm going to go and confirm with you if I'm getting the message right or not. So I was very, clear from the beginning. So now she's like, okay, yeah, if I'm not understanding, I go back with her. So that's part of me. So I understand that responsibility of making sure that I understand the message correctly, that's my responsibility. So I agree with you on that.
I think there's a big mistake we make too. It's like not just understanding that person's respective communication style, but sometimes we disrespect the style they receive it in. Because some people might receive things in a certain way and you can get more things out of them than rather talk at them. Some people need you to talk at them. Like when someone wants to be disrespectful of me, I want you to come out, get it off your chest. Now, don't get upset by how I respond to it, but I want you to stand on it. I would expect the same thing, just like the fellas here. We already know a level of disrespect is going to be met with disrespect and some other stuff. So it goes in reading the room and knowing yourself and who you're dealing with.
But I also think that like we've lost our sensitivity to people. Like sometimes when I'm listening to it, we take a hard stance, my way, my delivery, and it's come almost like I'm not willing to change up the way I do things. And you got to get used to this. So my question to the men is, do you have any gentleness towards women when it comes to communication? And if so, how do you display that and switch up from the way you think about what you just said? It's the receiver and how they take it.
All right, y'all. Hold up before y'all answer that question, man. We got big money in the building, man. My boy, Malevolent Elephant. with the 500 ball.
Yeah.
Dog.
Thank you.
I
He didn't
appreciate
specify
you,
that
bro.
it was for Sayada specifically.
Being a military loan.
Like I always say, man, when you got rich friends, man, these type of things happen, man. Salute to my dog. I appreciate you, bro. You already know, man. You always support us, always show us love, man. It's definitely always appreciated, my dog. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all continue with the conversation. I just had to stop and acknowledge my dog in here breaking the bank. Hey, I see people in the chat say, hey, bro, what are y'all hiring?
Right? I got an interview tomorrow, so you got to get in line.
And me, all
Straight
doing
up,
it.
bro. Put me on. Real
What's
right.
good with you, man?
Hey,
Yes,
veteran
sir.
girlfriend.
No, I think like it's not about we show kindness. Like we got a girl. Like you see what I'm saying? Like you got a girl. We got to have some type of love in it. It's got to be some love in it.
But
You
how do
know
you
what I'm saying?
pivot to accommodate? No, but
Bro,
but how do you pivot? Well, give us an example how you pivot.
Pivot how? I mean, what you got to give me an example of something that might be disrespectful that I do that I know I don't do.
We're talking about tone, not disrespect,
No,
right?
no,
Tone.
but that's what I'm. If you worried about my tone, you feel I'm disrespecting you, right? That's what we've been saying all along.
No.
Like yes,
Not-
it is. Yes, it is because
I don't equip. I don't.
Okay,
do-
so
I don't
what do you put it on kind of a line as? It's tone, just a misunderstanding,
Tone.
or are you talking that, or what's your take on it?
So for me, tone isn't necessarily disrespect. For me, I don't know about everybody else, but my question was to the men. I know you have a strong viewpoint of being a deliverer, and people use the tone or the delivery as an excuse to not hear the message. My question is, as men, how do you pivot to accommodate the femininity of your woman and what she needs from you when it comes to communication?
What does she need from me?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So
That's
again,
I'm just not. You're married to your wife. You know what she. That's what I'm asking.
But that's what I just told you. It's not like I'm a dog and I'm at her. That's not the point. That I think that's the problem with a lot of women in general. When you hear a man talk a certain way, you think he's a monster. I'm not. No, I'm a teddy bear.
I don't think I said that.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm a teddy bear, but I'm still a bear, right? My wife rock with me, so she know how I communicate.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like again, it is not my job is to accommodate her in the things that I can accommodate her in.
So communication style, you don't have an example because she kind of merges with you.
Right, because she listens.
Oh, okay.
And the situation dictates. So
you dictate by way of your communication. You don't really work with your partner. This is the way it is, and that's it. Period. That's what I'm asking, because that's what I'm hearing.
The thing is, it's not cut and dry. Again, it goes back to situational.
That's why I'm asking for examples.
Well, that's why I say it's situational awareness. I mean, if the house is on fire, like, look, darling, I know you're asleep, but can you please let me escort you out the house? Bitch, get your ass up there. Let's just go. Or if she's sitting there looking good, I like how that ass poking out that sundress. Tone and delivery's out the way. So it goes about knowing how to talk to that person, how to reach them and get the most out of them, not just talk at them.
So I've heard bitch and I've heard ass.
See, the thing is like situation. Because when you guys are in intimate situations, which it isn't 12 yet.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Any other guy want to give it a shot, or y'all?
I don't talk the way I talk to y'all. That's why it's weird to me that y'all say people not sensitive. I think most people are overly sensitive. Mm-hmm. I really do, because the way I talk to y'all is the way I talk to everybody. It's the way I talk to people at work, right? It disrespect, like my tone has nothing to do, like you said, my tone has nothing to do with the mission at hand, right? If I'm giving you right information, the information is correct. It don't matter if you was my boss, my wife, or whoever. Right? If it's correct, it's correct. And you worried about how I'm giving you good information. That's my disconnect, right? So you saying it because it don't sound right to you, because the way it make you feel, you don't like the information. You need to cater that to me. That's the conversations I hear.
No, I'm just saying, has there been a time that you've just kind of pivoted and kind of stepped off of your box to accommodate your woman when it comes to communication and what she needs? We got that she gives you and kind of accommodates you for what you need, but can any man on the panel give an example of when they're willing to pivot? Your mom, your wife, nobody has an example? Your daughter. I mean, nobody. Every man's just
Oh,
coming in like a
it's not
bull
my
in a
job.
China.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Queen Sheba. It's not my job to pivot.
Okay, got it. At least you're honest.
No, the
At
way
least
that
you're
I
honest.
see it
But
is that we kind of like allow a man will not come to us aggressively or disrespectful just because. That's the way that I see it. I've never been disrespected by a man just because.
It's not about
he
disrespect.
wanted-
We're talking about tone, y'all. Take
No,
out
but that's-
disrespect. Sayada,
No,
sit
but
this one out. It's for the men.
No, I'm trying to say something. Thank you. So what I'm saying is that if a man disrespects me, because it's part of communication, respect is part of communication. So if a man disrespects me, I'm going to feel attacked. So I'm going to disrespect them back. So that allows me to change my tone and the way that I'm saying things. So I don't think that men come with that tone immediately. It's kind of like if they disrespect me, if they cursing me out, then I start cursing them out. I don't use those words. I will never disrespect my men like that, or any man, my brother, my father, anyone in my family, my friends. I don't do that. So if I don't
I'm not talking
disrespect
about
them,
disrespect. I think we're I'm just asking, gentlemen, again.
So I'll
And if
answer.
it's a no, it's a no, right? Let's not act like women that get talked down to because she's disrespectful, she's out of order. Let's stop that. There's some really nice women. There's some really nice men that don't have communication compatibility. My question is, when that happens, fellas, do you pivot? Has there been a time that you've adjusted? It ain't about her being right, her being wrong, and him being right, or her being a woman and her doing something to get disrespected. This is about, I want this relationship. I love you. And because this is what you need, this is what I'm willing to give you. Does anybody have an example?
So I'm gonna say this. I know I don't have an exact example because is each conversation and each person that you deal with is relative. So like similar to if we want to use my post, for example, that came out this morning. I wasn't yelling, I wasn't talking down on women. I simply said the things that men go through, I was just chilling, we just having a conversation. I'm talking just like this. I can do that, meet you at your communication style, and you still take it a certain way. So, but to answer your question, yes, I think men do try to pivot because we understand for so long we've been hearing about communication and tone and stuff like that. But then you get to a certain point where it's like that way is not really working either. So the way that really works is me being straightforward, not being disrespectful, but still straightforward in a masculine way. If I deliver it in a feminine way or softer, you're not going to really respect that. So I have to stand my ground and say, look, baby, this is what it is. You may not like what I'm saying or how I'm saying it, but this is what it is. And this is what we have to do, or this is what we can't do. And so, you know, every man has their own tone and stuff. So it's really kind of on our woman who we choosing to receive it a certain way. But yes, I do think at times we do try to cater some way. We don't, for the most part, all the way 100% stay our way. We do give some type of leeway, you know, for the most part, I believe.
Thank you. That's all I didn't know if it was like either or. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I think most men that are in relationships have like tried it at least once, but I think more times than not, most men get the same result regardless. Example, right? Like you may go to your women's car because women have a habit of having their cars dirty all the time, in terms of shoes, purses, all different kind of stuff like that. And you may get in the whip like, damn, this car dirty as hell, man. Get your ass. What you doing? Like, but that's how you would talk to your homies. Like if if the homie pull up, you get in the homie with, bro, this you dirty as hell. Boy, get this shit up. What is you doing? But then you try to talk to your girl like that, and that may hurt her feelings.
Yep.
And you didn't really mean it like that. So next time you come into the car, you might say, well, damn, baby, why, can you pick these shoes up and stuff in this car next time? I'm in here like, why it always got to be stuff everywhere? Why is shoes all on the back floor and all this stuff? We trying to put groceries in here. We got to go to the one side of the car so we can fit the groceries in. You may talk to her in that very tone like I'm talking right now, and it may still hurt her feelings. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it still will, because critique in general, let's just be honest, whether we yelling it or whether we whispering it, and especially coming from you to your woman, it hurts because she don't like to hear the fact that she wrong anyway. But when it's coming from you, it's like, it's gonna cut different to where it's a person on the street saying it. She could just I don't give a damn what the hell he talking about. But when it's your man telling you what you doing wrong, that could hurt. So as a man, to answer the question, most men have tried to accommodate. You know what? I did come in this car, tell you that this shit was a little dirty in a reckless way. Like I would talk to the guys, and then I try to come back and tell you the same way, and I got the same situation. So in that instance, you feel like, well, it don't matter either way, it's gonna happen. Either way, her feelings gonna be hurt. So let me just get it off my chest, however I want to get it off my chest, and then we could just get past that and get and whatever. Eventually, it's gonna hurt her feelings for a minute, but she gonna take it to heart and she gonna fix it. So I think that's more so what the man is talking about. But yeah, every man, especially with a woman we love, yeah, we're gonna try it in 100 different ways to try to critique you, to try to fix something, but unfortunately, more times than not, the result is gonna be the same. There is no way to critique your woman. There isn't a soft, nice way to say, hey, you are dirty as hell sometimes. Like you're dirty
put a
sometimes.
sticky note.
Like why is it hair on this bathroom counter, man? I know we going out or whatever, but get this damn hair up, please. Like, can you please, pretty please, with sugar on top, get this hair off of this damn counter in this bathroom and on this floor, please. She gonna steal.
My hair was in a toothbrush.
So most men just get to the point of it. I'm gonna just say it how I want to say it, man. I'm gonna just be me. It ain't no point.
But we the same way. I mean, well, I'm gonna say we're the same. But like, let's say a woman delivering a similar message. Babe, can you get your shoes up? Babe, can you get your shoes up? She say that for a couple months, and she like, damn, I done told you 10 times about these shoes. And so then, guess what? Going forward, them shoes gonna be up compared to, hey, babe, you gotta let your shoes out again. You mind here? Like, you're gonna be like, nah.
So it was not the message. It was not the sender.
It was the urgency behind it and the tone, because she meant it. So
it was because you didn't want to listen.
You don't listen.
It's just the fact you didn't want to receive the message all the time. Like I said, you could be sweet as honey, right? Fresh honey out of the beehive this summer, right? Until you want to receive it, you ain't gonna receive it. So you asking a person to accommodate their communication style to you when you ain't gonna listen anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, OT. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You got it. You got it.
I was just gonna say, OT. A lot of times, men would say, "Stop nagging me about these shoes." Or stop nagging me. That's where we go next. That's what happens next. So it's really no good way to say it. If you're not, like Ricky just said, if you ain't willing, it ain't gonna matter. It's just like Trill said. You can criticize a woman. You can even bring her flowers with the criticism. It still ain't gonna work. She gonna be upset. The only way you could take care of the situation is clean the car out for her. And then not say anything and just maybe throw hints like, babe, I love your car. Like, don't it smell good or something like that. But if you got some criticism for a woman, it's not working. I'm upset, and that's how it goes. Especially if you love her, we're gonna be broke for half a day, mad.
And I'm still in your face too.
It's just no good way. No good way.
I'm still in your face. I'm loving all on you anyway. You mad, but I'm still all on you.
Yeah. And I'm still nagging you too. You need to get them shoes. You need to get them shoes, brother.
Right.
I don't know what you think
today about picking up clothes. We just got in from a trip, and I was like, hey. He's like, hey. What's up? Nothing. I was like, hold on. I said, listen, you sound different. Yeah, because your clothes are all out and da. And I'm like,
well.
And he's like, let me let you go. I'm not in the mood to talk right now. I said, okay. Goodbye. I hung up. He called me 15 minutes later. Like OT said, he said, all right, now I can talk.
Yeah.
And like you just roll with it. But I think there are some people that do stay mad, but I think there's some that don't. And I don't think we're giving the ones that don't enough credit. That's why I say it's 50-50.
I got a question.
Oh, go ahead. Well,
I wonder, because listen, I wonder, because there's some things, like I think someone said it already, that get really petty. And I just wonder, like, sometimes with these things that are petty, I'm gonna give y'all an example. You know how sometimes women and sometimes men too, they decorate like the guest bathroom, the one that no one never uses, with these pretty towels, and they decorate them a certain way or whatever.
I know.
And listen, nobody uses that bathroom, and it's just perfect, and it's in our house, So, your husband go in there, he don't give a darn about them towels, the toilet, none of it. He's just like, this is my house. So my question is, when is it just okay to say, you know what, I don't even need to talk about these particular towels. Just let me fix it and just go on. Instead of saying to this man, look, I'm gonna need you to pay attention to what I got. Because earlier, Trill, you mentioned I'm gonna have some walking papers because if you love me, you should understand by now I want it this way. So my question is, when do we just say, look, this ain't worth it? This is it. This is not it right here. I'm just gonna pick up these shoes or get some more towels and just refold them or whatever. So when do we get to that point? Because the reality of it is I'm taking away his space when it's got to be what I want. And you know what I'm saying? So what is too petty to continue to talk about?
I moved out. So my husband leaves towels and he shaves and all of that stuff in our master bathroom, which is big and beautiful. And I'm looking at the towels and I couldn't stand it. So I moved out the master bathroom and I took the little bitty guest bathroom. Guess who's in my bathroom all the time?
Because it's clean.
He's in my bathroom. So I moved out instead of verbally. You know what I'm saying? But here he comes behind me. I can tell he's using my stuff, moving my towels. So, but I don't know. Like, maybe we should be asking men that.
Well, I just wonder because, like, I got over it because I've been married a long time, but I wondered, like, we put a lot of that could really. Trill made it real to me when he was like, I'm leaving. I'm thinking, dang, that could really be a big deal, you know, but it's like, that's so petty. When do you get over yourself or when do you compromise and be like, this is our house? Really? Towels?
But see, it goes back to what we was talking about on the pod recently, where we was talking about, you know, because O was like that. He was like, you know what, man, something small. I don't want to bring this up. Like it's like whatever. And then I was like, well, you know, again, a drop of water is harmless.
Yeah.
But a lake could kill you. And that's the honest to God's truth. So that like most arguments or most like breakups and things of that nature, the last reason that sparked the argument, that was not the reason.
Right.
It's because it's a bunch of just built up stuff over and over. So using that bathroom example, right? So it's like, man, okay, I keep communicating this and they just keep disregarding it. So you know what? I'm going to do it for them.
Right.
And say, you know what? All right, whatever. And then it goes to the car situation, right? Where I say, baby, you know, can you please get these shoes out the back of this? Like, come on, man. Like this, come on. We got this little car cleaner it is now. Come on now. And then they keep going. And then you say, you know what? I'm going to do it for. I'm going to get the shoes out. I'm going to, you know, move it. And then it goes to the bathroom situation. It's like, you know what, man? Can you please get this hair off this counter? Damn, I know you just got done doing your hair. Can you please? And then you end up doing that too. And then you look up.
Yep.
And you like, well, damn, I'm doing everything around here. And you can't make one concession?
Yeah.
Like one that I'm asking, like every time I ask you to do something, you gotta argue. It gotta be a fist fight in the street, like every time. At that point, it's like, you know what? This ain't gonna work. Because all it's gonna do is just trickle and trickle and trickle. Sure, I could do it, but every time that I gotta go back on what it is that I'm asking you to do and do it myself, a bit of resentment builds up every time. Even if I'm not saying it, even if I'm not communicating, because men do a lot for our women that our women never see.
Yes.
It's small things, you know what I'm saying? Because we know how she is, we know her habits, we know what she got to do. So we're gonna do small things to make the situation easier for her to just do her. You know, example, all the time I speak about the car example. You know, sometimes you be riding the car, the air pressure come on or whatever. As men, we just gonna go do that. When you may not even see it. You may be still asleep. We get up the next morning, go get donuts, coffee, stop by the air pump, fill up all the tires, fill up make sure the gas in there, wash the car, get your shoes out the car, different things like that. You know what I'm saying? And we just do it. It ain't a conversation. And hey, baby, I'm about to go. Or when we do it, we ain't looking for acknowledgement. Hey, baby, I've cleaned the car. Can I get a little pat on the back?
Right.
No.
Ain't filled your gas tank up in a month. You ain't went to the gas station in a month.
One time. And we got 2 cars. So what I'm saying is this, right? After so long of doing that, it just gets to a point to where, man, I'm in this relationship by my damn self. That's how it feels. It feels like you getting all the benefit out of this situation, and I'm just doing labor at this point with a slight benefit here there. But I'm cleaning up all the messes. This is a team. This is a partnership. You supposed to be you know what I mean? Like we supposed to be looking out for each other. The goal in a relationship, period, is for us to make each other's lives easier. But if I'm doing that for you all the time and I ain't never getting it, you don't never do nothing for me. Hell no, I'm out.
Beast of
So what do
burden.
y'all want? What do y'all want back? Like for the women that are listening, when y'all are doing all this, what do y'all want?
That's
How would y'all
specific.
like for us to respond?
That's specific to your man. Understand your man. Like that's what y'all need to understand. That a good woman is the woman that understands the man in front of her.
Mhm.
You know your man. That's why I don't get, like, you know your man better than anybody, supposedly. You know him better than anybody, but y'all always out here in the streets asking somebody else what you supposed to do for your man. You don't know your man. I know
Just
what I
give
need
him
to
a
do.
look.
I know what I need to do for my girl
Mhm.
to make her happy, right? Dinner and something shiny. I'm in there, right? Dinner and something shiny. I'm in there. This what I'm saying, right? And again, it's like I said, it's about paying attention, right? If you really rock with your person, if that's your person, respect is there. So even if it's quiet, if it's pick up the socks, right? Or if I got to give it to you as a missile because you ain't been paying attention forever, right? You gonna take that information. You might not like it. It might not make you feel fuzzy on the inside, but you're gonna take that information. It's no excuses. It's no excuse. You don't want to hear it. You want to make an excuse of why I said this way because you don't want to listen.
Yeah.
You don't want to listen. You could tell kids something how to do something 20 times in your nicest voice. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Come on, baby. You know you weren't supposed to do that. Right? But then that one time you got to yell it to the rooftops. Everybody get the message in, right?
Yeah.
We just communicate different than y'all, and it's cool. Y'all need to learn that. We know that. We know that. That's how I keep saying. To stop making it like every man is yelling down on his wife like he a lion roaring down. That's not what we saying. That's disrespectful. We saying we being upfront and honest with the information. Y'all, hey, just be honest with us, right?
Yeah.
Just keep it a bean, right? No matter what. All I want is you to keep it thorough with me. And you still getting pushback on about how it sounds. You just don't want to listen. Right? I don't care if you yelled at me, if you cussed me out, whatever. If the message was what it was, I'm gonna pick it up.
And somehow they call that toxic masculinity by
So
you being a man and just delivering your message. Because I got a little extra bass in my voice, you take it a certain way. It's like sometimes you gotta relax and stop being so sensitive. Like how you want me to be a man and I'm expressing myself as best I can, but I still gotta tone it down and be soft and be gentle. We ain't got time for that. We trying to get to the destination, baby.
Now you just said you pivoted. Now, OT, either you lying or you
know what I'm saying? But again, going back to it's some of both, because after we learn, sometimes you can't be soft. You're gonna have to be direct. So then you kind of pivot and you'll find that sweet spot where where again it's not disrespectful, but you still get to get your point across.
And you also may be called a narcissist, because a traditional masculine man and narcissistic qualities or traits, they line up. If you Google them, they line up very similar, almost the same.
Well, it goes back to Trill's point. I said, and I put it in a phrase like the longest distance you can, the greatest distance you can feel is within the arm's reach. Like if you feel like you're in a relationship by yourself, you're basically got someone sitting in the background and you're just doing 90% of the work and they're just being a relationship squatter. That's why I refer to people as beautiful bums and handsome holocaust. You just made room for someone who's just taking up space. So they're not giving you any consideration. They're not showing that they're into this relationship. It's like you're just dragging someone elsewhere, an unnecessary burden. That's when, like what Trill said, like, hey, I'm out because I can only carry you so much because I'm losing more of myself trying to live a relationship in third person. If this is what you're going to do, I might as well be by myself. That's all we're really saying. But the thing is, like, what you need to concern yourself is when his silence is louder than anything.
But shouldn't we be having conversations instead of just doing along the way? Shouldn't there be like the petty things? Okay, we do that. We take care of it. But before we start building the resentment, shouldn't there be a conversation of some expectations of, baby girl, you're being a little selfish. There's no compromising going on here. Something. I mean, we shouldn't just let this eat at us or, the opposite and just continue to fix the problem because we're just hurting our marriages doing that. Shouldn't there be some sort of conversation or some sort of communication?
There should. But sadly, most individuals talk to the people outside the relationship and rather talk at you. That's what they get screwed the hell up.
So, Rona, you mentioned something earlier, and I meant to ask you about it. You said talking at. What does that actually mean?
This is when I said like communication without consideration nor respect, when people start talking at you like they try to little boy you or, try to like talking at you like you're their child, like you ain't this, that, and the third. Hold on, slow down. We know about the tone, like you're bringing all this extra stuff. What's the deal with all that? Well, they put extras into it. And then you can hear them trailing off, running their mouth about something. No, get it off on your chest if there's really something serious going on. Because if we can't be honest with each other, then there is a break of communication. And there's going to leave our house, open to get ran through or destroyed. So if we're going to talk about it, let's solidify it here. And then that way we show a better representation outside the house. Even if we don't agree, at least respect each other, give each other space to come back as adults and resolve the issue rather than come with that petty nonsense.
Yeah.
See, but that's what happened. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trey.
No, I was gonna say I think that like most people do try to have that conversation, but it just doesn't yield the results that they want. And it's not just a one-time thing. It ain't just in terms of either the shoe example we use or the dirty car example we use or the dirty bathroom example we used or the me not getting enough sex in a relationship or you not cooking for me enough or whatever the case may be. Like those conversations I had a lot. And in a multitude of different ways, but it just gets to a point where you feel like, damn, it don't matter how I say this, it ain't gonna get done, or it's always an issue, or it's always a back and forth, and I'm just tired of the back and forth. So let me just do it for them. That's how it happens. But the conversations are definitely being had. But it's just once you're not getting that, those actions to follow it, then it's like.
And let's not forget about that stonewalling. Some people like to do, like when you want to talk to that person, they act like you ain't there. Now this is going to be a serious issue because now they're trying to manipulate you to sit there and go their little way.
Yeah,
childish. Instead of like, look, I didn't like what was said or whatever, but since I know where it's coming from. I had to think about it. Now I understand where you're coming from. And you weren't trying to disrespect me or anything like that. But if you're not willing to receive that, then that's where everything falls where it may.
So would it be fair to say that women try the same tactics when it comes to men that are not willing to budge?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell. Is water.
Yeah. And the thing about men too is that it's not just like we don't have malicious intent and us not doing it. A lot of us just don't understand the urgency in which y'all trying to get the message across because women bring up stuff so much. Just said it in the past part. He's like, women will bring up something new every week. And it's just like, damn, like after a while, it just kind of turns into white. No, okay, she always saying something. So, okay, I'm going to just add this to the long ass list of things that I got to do. And I just get around to it whenever I get around to it. But this time you might expect a different level of urgency. You know what I'm saying? For us to be moving. But you communicated it the same way you communicated the last 20 things you brought up this month.
Yep.
So, yeah, that be the thing. Like, with men, it's like we want to please our woman, like, and that's a common misconception, bro. Like most men, like we want to please our woman, like that's at the top of our priority list. But it just gets to be, too much sometimes, and that's why women got to use discernment in terms of like what to bring to us, and with the theme of the show, how to communicate it to let us know the urgency necessary for it. But if you don't, and you constantly always bringing stuff up, we're gonna get around to it when we get around to it. That's the mindset.
So can she leave Trill when she's had enough? Like I know you said sometimes men get to the point they're like, I'm out of here. Can the woman use the same logic?
Yeah, if she done tried to get the message across to me 100 different times and I ain't moving with the fervor that she may feel comfortable with, hell yeah, it's within her right. Do you? I'm equal in that regard. I don't believe nobody should stay in a situation where they got to carry the ship.
Yeah.
all the time. Like, again, we are teammates. Going back to what you asked, what can a woman do to kind of alleviate some of the issues?
Mhm.
It's small things, really. A man just want to know that you paying attention to him. And, going back to what Ricky said, it's about paying attention to detail, depending on that man. Perfect example, right? I like chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream.
Mhm.
So, you going to the store and coming back with a bunch of things for you or a bunch of things for the house, but not necessarily nothing for me, in a special way, me in particular. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you, hey, baby, can you grab me some chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream while you outside? You should know your man enough to know what I like. Or small things like, you seen me in maybe working on the outside of the house, cutting the grass or whatever the case may be. Like, it would be nice to come in the crib and the crib is clean or it's food cooking on the stove or whatever, because I'm just trying to aid you. Like, if you covering this angle, I'm over here.
Mhm.
You got my six. Whatever I'm doing, you looking out for me, and I'm looking out for you, and vice versa. And it's a reciprocal thing as far as energy, as far as us doing things for each other. Like I said earlier, the goal of a relationship is for us to make each other's lives easier. So you should be looking for every little way that you can do that, especially if you got a man out there busting his ass and providing for you, nice house, peace. He ain't out there running around in the streets. He focused on you, things that he doing everything that he's supposed to do. And there's some women who will be in that situation and will still be selfish and will still be entitled in terms of doing things just cause. And then when you bring it up to, well, I mean, you didn't tell me you wanted. Well, baby, do you know how many things that I've done for you that you didn't tell me to do? But I just knew you needed to get it done, so I did it. I need that same energy on the back end. And it's small things. It's not nothing grand. It's not nothing, you know what I'm saying? I got clothes in the dryer. I come home and the motherfuckers is folded and put up just randomly. That is greatly appreciated, because that was something I was gonna have to do. Or I've been talking about cleaning the kitchen or whatever, and I come home from work. I might have had to work a 15 or 16 that day, and I come home, dishes is done. The kitchen smelling like bleach and pine sauce. Like, damn, she took that off my plate. I ain't even tell her to do that, but she did that for me. Damn,
Yeah.
Like, that's what a man wants. That's what a man appreciates. That's the type of behavior that'll make a man run through a brick wall for you. It's because we know that you got our six. You looking out for us. You paying attention to detail in the same way we doing on the back end, even if we doing more.
Right.
But just to know that you willing to step in and take care of things without me having to tell you, and it's just for me. You may not even necessarily get benefit out of it, but it's just, I know that this is what my man like. So in the process of me going about my day or doing what I'm gonna do, let me do this for him. Let me get him this favorite ice cream he want. Or you know what, I'm going to get something to eat. Let me, he like the little, I don't know, pretzel sticks or whatever from there. Let me just bring that to him. Or this is his favorite candy, or this is his favorite liquor. While I'm out, the grocery store right next to the liquor store, let me stop and get him that fifth of hen that he like, or whatever the case may be. Small things like that. Yeah. Because when that happens, we like, damn, she really paying attention, bro. Like, she really loved me. Like, I didn't have to ask her to do this, but she did it. That's what a man want to see.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Don't take much. Don't take much.
And those things put together, like we being sensible givers to each other, that keeps you from being emotionally homeless. Because when you get put out that house, that emotion has been long gone. That's when you guys start feeling like roommates, like so many say. But when you actually have a relationship, you guys are being considerate of each other, things get easier. Especially when tough times come around, where everybody's falling apart, y'all standing strong like you're supposed to.
It's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing.
I'm telling you. All right, we're gonna pay some bills right quick, and then we're gonna get to the next question, man. If y'all enjoying the conversation, make sure y'all tap that like button, man. It's been a hell of a conversation so far, as I knew it would be, man. You have amazing panelists like this. How can you go wrong? All right, first and foremost, Grizz Treats for 2-ball. They never care about the tone when you're wrong.
Man.
Man. Hey, that's a fact.
They don't get the finger and everything.
In dreams, all
when we wrong,
door slamming and everything.
Matter of fact, y'all make it a main event. Y'all prep the house for war. No. No.
It's tough. Appreciate it. Shay with the 5-ball. Disagree. I've seen many men come out of character when a woman holds them accountable in a certain tone.
That's a fact.
That's true.
Agreed.
It should be a two-way street.
Agreed.
It's true. Can't argue that. America with the 10-ball. Can I hear y'all opinion on why it's so hard for adults to take accountability? My motto is, quote unquote, hold yourself accountable first. because you may not like the way others do it. Love the healthy dialogue. Again, man, just to answer it real quick, I think, people like just criticism in general. Somebody telling you what you're not doing in general is uncomfortable for everybody. But I think why it's so hard for people is because they forget the source it's coming from.
Yeah.
It's not a stranger on the street telling you what you're doing wrong or what's wrong with you or what you need to fix. This is your partner, your life partner in crime. Y'all supposed to spend the next 40, 50 years married. This man can't even tell you to take clean the shoes out of the car just so it can make our riding experience better. The man can't even tell you that. And this who you supposed to spend the next 40, 50 years of your life with? Or the woman can't tell you, well, damn, baby, I just cooked a damn 5-course meal. You can't wash the dishes for me? You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't take that with no type of, vitriol or no type of animosity. This is my woman telling me to help her. She just cooked a 5-course meal that I'm eating, that I'm enjoying. The least I could do is wash the damn dishes. But again, people don't remember the source that it's coming from. They just hear criticism, which they translate to attack. I'm being attacked.
Yeah.
And that ain't the case. The person just trying to improve the dynamics of the relationship. They trying to make y'all relationship better. Keyword y'all. Relationship better. And people lose sight of that. So that's my quick answer. Appreciate you though. J1 with the 10 ball. Ricky, much love to you, champion. Keep doing your thing and respect to the panel. Appreciate you, big dog. It's love. Jeanette, 5 ball, your energy. Do you smell nice? Are you calm and speaking? Is your face
I gotta
set?
smell nice.
You don't want a musty?
I just came from the gym and this house is dirty and no food is cooked.
But if
I am hungry.
If you haven't done nothing and you're musty and the house is torn up, it's a problem. It is a problem.
But you say actually all 5 senses play a part. These are facts. Communication is more than talk. That's a fact. That's a fact. Matter of fact, talk is the least percentage of communication. If we're gonna be honest here, body language is way more heavily. So I agree with that. Appreciate you, Jeanette. Davon with the 5 ball. I don't know. Some exceptions that may not include the person that deserves that grace. Messages that man said gets ignored but accepted from friends or sisters. That's very true. That is very, very true. And I think a lot of men can attest to that. Like, we'll tell our girl something and she'll take it away. But then her homie will tell her the same damn thing. And she'll be like, you know what, baby, I talked to Tanya. And, Tanya told me what you were saying. And that make me see what you were saying a little bit more. Or, you know what, I talked to my mama.
Like, man, what's Tanya's number? You know what I'm saying?
I talked to my mama, and my mama said,
Tanya got to understand.
I want to apologize because I took it wrong. So yeah, that happens a hell of a lot. Appreciate you, bro. Biggin with the 10 ball. Ricky and Ronan can tell you in the military, there's a message that either you get it or you don't. Don't have time for your feelings because you don't like the tone. What up, SB?
Hey, Ed. What's going on?
It's like, I'm just saying this, right? So what I'm saying is this. I'm the man, right? I lead by example, right? So if I capitulate to you, you're going to be looking at me like, oh, you talking like a little bit, right? Say it with your chest, right? No, if I'm gonna be judged by it, I might as well be judged by it the way I want to be judged.
No. I hope that.
Oh, it's no. Like, it's not, like I said, it's not like we going upside y'all head with verbal warfare. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm telling you correct information. The same way if my wife tell me something and it's correct, ain't no arguing. You right, because she's my wife. I consider the source.
Yeah.
Right. I know she's in it for my well-being as well as hers. It's a two-way street. Right. So again, it's just how you want to take it. That's all it is. Once people admit that, it'd be a lot easier to get along. And the answer to the last question she said about accountability, you being accountable require you to change yourself. Right. That means everything you believed before that was a lie. Everything you believed before that was correct is a lie. That's why people don't take accountability, because it's life changing, it's life shattering in a lot of places. And to be honest with you, a lot of people can't build themselves up from that.
And there's other thing too. It's like, how can we properly protect this house if you are an intentional breach of security? If you let it be known that we are not in sync with each other, why do you think the wolves are coming to the door? Why do you think your girlfriends are sniffing them up behind you? or his boys or whoever else out there, let's say the boys, but outside males are approaching the house and being disrespectful.
Approaching the house.
I'm just saying that you can see.
Wait a minute. Who are you letting your house?
See, you're looking at it. The thing is, like,
metaphorically speaking, he's talking.
Okay, gotcha.
When you see two couples arguing in public, they're showing disrespect for each other. What do you think? What's the narrative being put out there? We ain't together like that. You notice people attack you in your internet, your DMs. Some people sneaking around doing extra stuff. So if you can't communicate with each other and hold that public face in public, y'all can't complain about the consequences that come with it. You can't, because y'all set that up.
Yeah, I agree, man. Well said. We're gonna hold on, bro. Came back big in again with the 10 ball. I don't like SB tone when she getting at me for being married and still out here single and two-stepping. I'm trying.
I'm trying. One hole at a time, huh?
I got somebody for you. Come on now.
I gotta get you right. Appreciate you, fam. Hold on real quick, man. The dean himself is in the building. What up, big dog? So my boy couldn't pull up on us tonight, man. Appreciate you, bro. All right, hold on. Also, Big Money Sandra is in the building as well. Let's see if she causes some trouble tonight, or if she's trying to keep it peaceful. He said there's never a time tone doesn't matter in every exchange. Men know how to talk to their daughters to empower them. Why would that tenderness ever be absent with your partner? Men surely rely on tone when courting.
Well,
but at the same time, you still know there's a time when you gotta inflate that tone when she acting up. B, you just the other day, B had an incident. I was like, hey, I already know I'm gonna go ahead out because it's about to be trouble.
This is the incident he's speaking to in regards to kids. I mean, we got a couch in there that's $4,000, right? So my daughter's in there. She playing with toys and stuff like that, and I don't know how she got into these markers or whatever. But I always tell her, hey, when you want to color, when you want to write, and you want to draw, you go to the table to do that, right? So, and again, my daughter 4, but she very like cognizant of like what's going on and things. Because when he was walking in and I was asking her, like, what did I tell you to do when you wanted to draw? Go to the table. I said, yeah. So you chose not to go to the table, right? Why? I don't know why I didn't. So long story long, she took a blue marker and this is a cream colored couch and wrote on the couch. So, that's the situation he's speaking to. I ain't gonna say too much more after that. Whatever, but that's what he's going to go ahead.
Oven cleaner.
Enough said.
Oven cleaner will take it out. Just FYI, y'all. Any stains, oven cleaner. Thank me later.
Yeah. Luckily, I was able to get it out. Had me on hands and knees scrubbing like a.
That's alpaca.
Right, you black
45,000.
Real rap. But yeah, but in terms of what Sandra's saying is right. You're 1,000% right. And tone has to be different depending on the scenario. You got to have finesse. You got to have versatility. But even in, just like O said, even in situations like that, man, certain times, and again, because your kids know right from wrong the same way your partner do, and they'll willingly choose to go against the grain. So once that's the case, all that sweet talking shit is out the window. You know what you did wrong, and you willingly chose to defy me in terms of a kid or with your partner. You willingly chose to just disregard what I had to say. Okay, so maybe the message didn't get across that time. So let me try a different way.
Right.
So that's how it happens. But in a perfect world, in terms of everybody moving how they're supposed to be moving, you're 1,000% right. Tone gotta vary. But unfortunately.
However.
But appreciate you though, Sandra. Always, you know that. Dallas with the fireball. Queen Sheba want men to talk to their girl with the same tone a dad talks to his daughter. Can't do that in a relationship.
Not going to.
All right. The AP, what up, fam? Say salute to Trill, Ricky, SB, Ronan, Sayeda, Shine, OT. This is a good conversation to have. Sayeda. Appreciate you, big dog. Yeah, man, we're gonna try to get some type of understanding in here. Bro came back. He said, just pick your battles, man.
Right.
Facts.
Facts.
That's a
big
fact.
facts. That's big facts.
Everything is not worth having a drawdown argument or hey, we need to meet at the table at 8 o'clock conversation. Everything is not worth that.
Nope.
We gotta talk. We gotta talk.
Lord, I hate that shit. Because women always hit you early in the morning. For you be at work, you be like, "What about what? We gonna talk about it later. Don't worry about it."
Oh no. You fucked the day up.
Yolanda Adams said, "The battle is not yours; it's the Lord's."
It's the Lord's. Bring it to the Father.
Hey, real right. John the Baptist, Father, this generation loves to say communication is the key and still never know the answer. Communication is now just a buzzword that means nothing. Unfortunately, you're 1,000% right.
I find that ironic coming from John the Baptist because he's I've watched him. He communicates pretty well. So I find that kind of ironic that he would say that.
All right. Okay. Y'all got some personal stuff going on.
No, I'm just saying by way of chats. The super chats.
Okay.
The super chats that he's sent over the course of the last 6, 7, 8 months.
Copy. All right, bro came back with the 10 ball. Said the age women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. Titus 2:3. Super chat part 1 and 2. Damn, I always read. I read them out of order. They gonna get on my ass.
I told you, I watch. He's a pretty solid communicator by words.
Oh, okay, got you. Appreciate you, big dog. All right, man. Again, if y'all enjoying the conversation, make sure y'all tap the like button, man. It's been a hell of a conversation, and it's about to get even better. So I thank everybody for coming out, kicking it with us. We're gonna go ahead and get into the next line of questioning. Now, we was talking about delivery, aggressiveness. Some people just have an aggressive way of delivering things, or some people just may have a unfiltered way of delivering things. What's the line between somebody just having an aggressive delivery and disrespect, in y'all opinion? And for this one, we're going to start with Ronan.
I say the line is, I say emotional intelligence and discipline. If I'm upset about something or something needs to be addressed, I'm very mindful of who I'm talking to. I took account not just the person, but the situation at hand. Not trying to make it a molehill out of something minor, but if it's something important, I have to be stern but direct, and not just tap dance around it. Just make sure it's communicated in a way it's understood, and leave room for communication to or reciprocation to be had. Not just not always close-handed with it, but sometimes you just have to drop the hammer down respectfully. But it, again, goes back to picking your battles. So I say that line is just that level of respect for that person you have in there. But communicating like this is a sense of urgency, something that's a matter that needs to be taken care of.
Well, I said, SB, where's the line between somebody just having an aggressive delivery and them being disrespectful?
Now see, I'm just totally out to lunch on what disrespect is, because nowadays disrespect is just simply being honest. It's telling the truth, whether you know it or not. You know what I mean? Like whether the receiver understands the truth or not, sometimes just telling them is considered disrespectful. But in my own mind, I feel disrespect is when you calling people out of their name, cursing, profanity, and things like that. Aggressiveness sometimes just goes to, like you all have said, the urgency of what needs to happen. If I'm feeling urgency to tell you for whatever reason, I need you to do this, it could be aggressive, or, so I'm just don't know disrespect anymore. We gotta have to define it in today's 2023 disrespect, because it's just not like it was. So now anything and everything could be disrespectful. Also now a woman speaking loud, fast, whatever is aggressive. So it all depends on who you're talking to, who's listening, or whatever. All those things could be one thing. And of course, that's not true, but we can take a stance all day long. If you telling somebody something they don't want to hear, you just got disrespectful, but it could be all the way true. So I think that could be one and the same.
So basically, it's just an unclear ass world in terms of that line is what we're saying. It's a big old blur.
All the time. I mean, how you hear every day, this woman was so aggressive or she was disrespectful. She's never had that much bass in her voice. What the hell? I mean, what you talking about? You know, it all depends. If I'm passionate about something, it may come off disrespectful, but it's still, it just may be truth. But to someone else, it might be like, she's so aggressive. That's masculine. You know, it's just, you know, anything to try to manipulate the situation to make you shut up. Basically, that's what it is. So whatever they got to pull out their butt, their pocket, whatever, that's what they go for. So I just say what I want to say. It's all good though. So
Well said. Oh, you were speaking about, you know, space not being created for a man to be a man these days. I think that's kind of in line with that. What you feel like is the difference between like a man just being, or not a man, just people in general, being aggressive in their delivery and being disrespectful? Where's that line?
Man, disrespectful is just gonna be relative to that person. Because I was really trying to come up with a good answer, but you know, I think about like women from up north, like New York women. They just super disrespectful, but to me, super disrespectful. However, for a lot of them, that's their love language. That's how they come across. You know, they super aggressive with you and say, "Go get the fuck out of here," and da, da, da. But like that's how some of them type of women communicate up north. So it comes to the person. But to answer it, is disrespectful. Shit, I guess when you feel disrespected, because if you cussing at me, that's disrespectful to me. However, I'm sure we all know a few couples who cuss each other out all the time, and they've been together for 10, 15 years. Like that's just who they are. They may call each other out their name, but you ain't never seen nothing too crazy. That's just how they communicate. So I think it just disrespectful comes to that particular person, you know, like what they deem as disrespectful. Because if you cussing me out, you MF for this and this and that, and yeah, I don't tolerate that. But for some people, you know, being called to be, you know, like that's what they do. That's where we at today. Like that's just normal for some people. So I think that's what it is. It comes down to what's disrespect to you.
So it's completely subjective. What you're saying? That is dangerous territory. The fact that you're right in that regard. But all right, Miss Queen, the difference between aggressive delivery and being disrespectful. Where's that line?
I think sometimes people tend to confuse being assertive with aggressive. It's a fine line. They're not some people are great communicators and they're direct, they're precise. It's like a serpent that strikes. They're going to say it, they're done with it, they're not being aggressive. And this is the part where I have to agree with the panel, where the receiver, it was so precise that the receiver feels that you were aggressive when you were just being assertive. That's the first thing. The other thing, I think disrespect begins to enter the picture when it becomes personal. The body language begins to change. And now I'm going to posture and position myself to attack you physically and or verbally. It ain't even about the macaroni and cheese. It ain't even about the clothes being folded. I'm going to go for the jugular. I'm going to tell you, you don't know how to please a man. And that's why you da-da-da-da-da. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff, y'all. I'm just making up stuff that's real life for a lot of people. Whatever. But I'm going outside of the argument and I'm coming at you. I'm coming at your pain. I'm coming at your trauma. I'm coming at your family, something you've told me in confidence, and I'm going to win. That's when it becomes disrespectful, where the goal is to win and not to establish understanding, in my opinion.
Choose your words wisely.
Indeed. Rick, the difference between being aggressive in your delivery and being disrespectful, in your opinion?
I agree with Queen Sheba on this. And when it goes from the truth to personal stuff, that ain't got nothing to do with the message you're trying to you're trying to push across. Right? It's just that simple. Like I don't care. Like I don't care how if it's the truth, I don't care. Right? I don't care. Hey, it's such a rule. Is it the truth? Okay. Right. But when you bringing out lies and personal attacks that ain't got nothing to do with the subject matter at hand. That's when it comes to disrespect. It ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. You can't disprove my point. So, you know, you gonna come with some round the way, you know, off the wall stuff. Hey, knock yourself out, right? But if it's the truth, I never see the truth as disrespect. I don't like the way it sounds, right? I don't want to hear this right now, but the truth is the truth. But when you start lying on me and just dogging me out for something that I'm not doing at all, that's when it's disrespectful.
I agree. Saida, the difference between aggressive delivery and, you know, just being disrespectful.
To add a little bit, because I agree with everybody here, Queen Shiva pretty much nailed it, to be honest. But I would say dismissing people's opinion and emotions. That's disrespectful, very disrespectful, because you know you're there not just to say things, but also to receive a message and listen and understand the other party, not just to deliver a message. So dismissing people's opinion and emotions is disrespectful. But something that I really don't tolerate is cursing. I don't even like somebody calling me a dude when I am his wife or his girlfriend. They calling me dude to me is like, what? It's like me calling you bro. You never hear that from me. Never. To me, that's disrespectful. So I agree with that part. Like, it is personal. So I make sure that that from the beginning I said, don't call me dude. I'm not one of your dudes. You know, I will never call you bro. So yeah, those little things that, you know, from scratch, I wouldn't do. So I don't do what I wouldn't like to be done to me, pretty much. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I think the difference is in intent. But how can you know somebody intent if you don't know them? That's the only thing. So that's where the like line gets shaky at. Because, you know, again, like I may know this person. Like it may be a person who's just super aggressive in their delivery. I know him well, you don't. But we in the midst of conversation and he's doing or she's doing what she always does in terms of how she gets her message across or his message across. And it may be blunt, it may be uncut, it may be whatever, but because I'm familiar with him, I don't take it no way. Like I just laugh and joke or whatever, and we just keep it pushing. But if this your first time being around them, you like, hold the hell on. Who the hell are you talking to? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't even come at you like this. So how did this get here? But you know, the whole time they really harmless for real. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and they're not saying that just super disrespectful, but again, it may just be a loud way that they getting it across, or it may be an animated way that they getting it across. And if you don't know that person, you may take that as, okay, this person want confrontation with me, or they trying to challenge what I'm saying directly, or they coming at me personally. When in reality, they may just be passionate about what it is that y'all talking about, or just passionate about things in general. And it's real easy to get that misconstrued. So I think the difference is intent, man. And that's why, like with most people, I kind of take a little minute to like read them before I just assume that they coming for me, or they trying to attack me, or whatever the case may be, because sometimes that just may be that person's delivery. That just may be how they are. And y'all may end up being the best of damn friends down the line. But if you don't take that time to really assess, like, wait a minute, what the hell going on here? Is this person coming for me, or this just how they are? And you just jump out the window. Oh, he trying to attack me, or she trying to attack me. Hell, who the hell you talking to? Blah, blah, blah. And you jump right out with the disrespect. Now y'all clashing for no reason, when in reality, y'all got a lot more in common than y'all got, you know, in difference. But that person just communicates differently than you do. So, you know, I think, you know, again, intent is everything, but just be patient and kind of like read that person. Take some time to analyze that person before you just jump to the conclusion. So that's
I
my
agree,
thing
Drew.
about that.
Yeah.
Can I use an example real quick?
Hmm?
We had a neighbor, and when I met him, the first thing he told me is, I'm a racist. He was like 70 something, and I'm like, okay, when people show you who they are, believe them. But I rather believe somebody that says it. I didn't know if he was joking, than somebody that pretends not to be. We didn't know, I didn't know, my husband and I, that was the last 6 months of his life. Child, we ended up he was taking us to dinner. We could have definitely taken him to dinner. Little man that lived 2 houses down. He would come, he has a lemon tree. He would drop off lemons. He came by my house every single day, to the point my husband got, what is it called? Irritated. And I said, just go with it. You know what I'm saying? He has 1 child. She lives in Boston. He ended up passing away. And he died in his house alone, right? But imagine if we had just kind of like bought too much into his words. He never told me if he was kidding or not. He never told me, but he told me he was a racist. Don't ask him. Let's just clear the air. But he was so nice after that. He would come by every single day. So I thought, if he is, he a lonely ass racist, because he comes by my house every day. And he actually invented cybersecurity. He had about 10 patents. So I learned that. So cybersecurity that you see, my neighbor invented that. And that's when I learned words really don't hurt unless you let them hurt. It don't really matter. Like, it's your perception, what you deem to be true or not. Because a lot of people would have just been like, okay, we done. You're a racist. I'm done with that. Right? I just wanted to share that. So you have the power at the end of the day. You really have the power to allow people to impact and or affect you.
I like to say also at spitting. There's nothing to say after that. There really isn't. Number one, that's assault. Number two, that lets you know the ultimate disrespect. If someone just hop back and spit at you, or just invade your personal space, or even invite other people to disrespect you. Things of that nature. Like, that's where all bets are off. You're gonna get an evil side of that person. So yeah.
Yeah, that's out of pocket. Somebody spit. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. It's a family show. But no, he's out here writing that. But that right there is one of the most disrespectful things on earth that you can do to somebody. Hell no. But yeah, appreciate the answer. Real quick, man. We're gonna tap into some more of these super chats, man. Big Money Sandra back in the building again with another 50 ball. We appreciate you. Always showing love, man, each and every time. Man. We definitely appreciate you. She says disrespect is mainly about intent. You can't fake energy. Like, Ricky can be harsh seeming, but he is just being factual. His intent is facts, not harm. We can tell instinctually. If we take a moment, we always know if it's foul. I know when I'm a brat.
Accountability is beautiful.
That's literally it, bro. Like, that's what I be saying. Like, you got to kind of just sit back and just read people for a minute, man, before you just jump to the conclusion. And I know it may be hard sometimes, especially on these panels in which we having discussions, and it may seem personal or whatever. Somebody be like, hold on, coming at what I just said. Hold on. But in reality, you gotta kind of just chill, just sit back and chill, man. Y'all got a lot more in common than y'all got, on the opposite ends of the fence. But I agree, Sandra. Appreciate you always, man. Thank you. Hold on, Team Fatty in the building with the fireball, bro. Ain't even have a message. He just wanted to show love. Appreciate you, gang. For sure. John the Baptist, 10 ball. Too much communication, not enough teaching.
Yeah,
I agree 100%. Appreciate you, bro. Queen, he talking about Tanya might be creeping into your crib, take your bed, you dropping the ball. You say, Tanya can't cook though, but she might can order out.
Hey.
And that right there can be just.
You said enough. You want nice food smelling while you cutting the grass. Tanya can't do that.
But she cooking elsewhere, so she good.
That's what, 5 minutes, Rona?
No, ain't no 5 minutes. 5 minutes is pregame. I can't do nothing with no 5 minutes.
You gotta eat 24 hours and 55 minutes a day. So don't play.
Eat what?
It is after 12. It's after 12.
It is.
I didn't say nothing. You see, that's word. What is it called?
Verbal jujitsu. That's what it is.
Yeah, all of that good stuff.
That's hilarious. Stay with the fireball. Linda asked, why does it seem other cultures have better communication than black couples?
Don't believe that. That's a lie.
That's propaganda.
That's a lie. White people go through the same thing black people go through,
if not worse.
That's y'all. It's just we in our demographic, we are who we are. But white people have relationships. Like, stop that. Y'all really need to stop that. That's a mental problem. Stop doing that.
I wonder if she means like patience as opposed to communication, because I think we communicate as black couples. Are you talking about patience or communication? Shay.
Not sure, but it seems like we have this. It seems like we're dysfunctional because we made it public. Some people monetize it, but they got more problems than we do sometimes. So it's not that much different.
But see, Warner, this what I just learned, man. Cause I done been like tapped into YouTube like within the past 2 weeks. Like, cause we don't really pay YouTube a lot of attention on this side. But I've been paying it attention past 2 weeks. And I done ran across
Man.
some platforms that are very similar to the ones that we see as chaotic in our culture, in their culture. That is a fact. I'm talking about just as toxic, just as disrespectful, just as going back and forth or whatever. But again, it's just not because of how the algorithm work. It don't hit our timeline. You got to go search for it. I ended up stumbling on it one time, and I went to go follow the person, and then or subscribe to the person, and then after that, all the stuff started coming. I'm like, oh, so they do be having these discussions over there.
They do.
That's interesting.
This is a
But
people
yeah.
phenomena. It's not a race phenomenon. It's a people phenomenon.
Yeah.
That's what y'all got to understand. It's just we say black because we black. You know what I'm saying? We melanated. So that's how we apply it to us. But they say the Western world. It ain't just y'all.
Yeah, just y'all. It's all over.
This is the Western world. This is going on.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get into it, man. Appreciate the donations always. Y'all know it's love. Thank y'all, man. Tap that like button if y'all ain't got a chance to. If y'all enjoying the conversation. Next question, man. We're gonna get into where's the line between constant communication and nagging. We done referenced nagging earlier. So it's time to really unpack and get into what this is. Because man, we complain about that a lot. So where's the line? Because women feel like, in terms of old example that he used earlier, man, women bring up something new every week. Jesus Christ. Well, a lot of women rationalize that as, no, this is just me creating a steady stream of communication, me constantly, to where I'm not bottling things up. I'm not sweeping things under the rug. I'm just bringing it to you as it comes to me. But a man could misinterpret it as that she's nagging. I'm tired of hearing about things that I need to improve on. Like, damn, dude, it got to be so constant. It got to be so frequent. So I'm here to ask y'all, where do you draw the line between nagging and constant communication? And we're going to start with this time.
Before he go to sleep.
Wow.
Where's the line between what now?
Constant communication and nagging.
Yeah, constant communication and nagging, in your opinion.
Where's the line between constant communication and nagging? Oh, no, I ain't gonna lie to you. All of it sounds like it's nagging to me. until you really just sit down or really take in what you're kind of saying, like it's definitely gonna come off as nagging. Especially like when a man feels he's doing his job for the most part, like, we really care about a woman. We already trying to do everything possible to not have things brought up. You know what I'm saying? So, but then it's like when you start bringing things up, sometimes some things we do feel aren't as important as it is to you. So that's when the conversation just got to be had. So the thin line, man, I don't know. I think it's maybe, I don't know, man. I think that's a serious conversation that both of y'all need to have, because for the man, it may seem small, but for the woman, it's something that could be big. So you may feel that she's nagging about something that's like women like to say trivial, but it's something that you guys really need to have a conversation about. I don't know the thin line. I don't know the thin line. It's how important it is to you. How important it is to you. Like if you don't think is that bad, then I think that's when it kind of seems like it's nagging. So it's how you receive that message. Going back to the receiver and the deliverer, I think that's kind of what that really goes back to. Yeah, that's kind of what I got with that.
All right, SB. The line between constant communication and nagging. Where's the line?
Okay, so nagging to me sounds like petty stuff. It seems like it's things that you are maybe just not doing, or you're doing in your own time, You might be a procrastinator a little bit. That sounds like nagging. But when you say constant communication, that actually sounds like relationship building to me. Like, I notice, are you're kind of talking like, this is how it's affecting me. It's more of an effective thing. This is how I perceive this, you know, and then too, the line is before I get to the point I'm starting to resent you. So you got the petty stuff that I'm willing to like fill in the gap. But then right before I start to feel like I'm feeling resentment towards you for not doing the petty things, or if I'm doing too much, then this is where the personality things start to take place. Okay, so that's just who you are. You're not, you a little selfish. You're not paying me. You know, you're not considerate of me. That is like, to me, where the line stops, or where we draw the line, when it becomes like, when you pick up on, well, maybe this is just not him procrastinating. Maybe this is kind of like who he is. Maybe he wasn't tired. Maybe he just lazy, or, you know, like that. So that's the line for me. Yeah. I hope I answered that.
Okay, quick question though, just an add on that I got for, I want all of the women to answer when it's their turn, because I think a lot of men struggle with this. Just like O said, man, after a while it all sounds like nagging at this point. So as a man, when we approaching y'all, like what should we be paying attention to, and what should we just, all right, she just in her feelings, this is just nagging, this is whatever. Like, how do we distinguish that from a man? Because a lot of men struggle with that. And sometimes we'll miss something that's super important because we'll write it off as nagging. So how are we supposed to distinguish that in your opinion?
I think that's the part about the constant communication. If it is definitely petty, or I should say nagging is what I think is petty. I think it might be okay, because you might get to a point where you can explain to me, or I may grow up, become a little bit more mature and be like, you know what, this is your space too. Maybe I'm being a little over the top. Maybe I'm a little OCD. See, I had to come to that myself, that I'm a little straight edge, you know, everything has its place, where my husband's not like that. So maybe I need to relax a little. So the question is you just kind of, you know, babe, what's wrong? This is just towels. Sometimes you need to say that to your mate. It's just this. It's really not that serious. Because I know as women, we do want the model home. Well, a lot of us want the model home. And I know sometimes men don't live that way. So sometimes with my husband, way back in the beginning, he just had to bring to my attention, babe, we live here. You know, model homes, you just go in and you see and you walk through and you leave out. We live here. So, you know, relax. So that's, you know, he had to pick up on who I was to say, you know what, she real, you know, he just had to pay attention to me. I guess it's the same as what Ricky says to you. I learned my husband. I had to read a book, but I learned him. So he knows I know him, and he actually knows me too. So he picked up on it. But the questions to ask, I guess it would be how much is it disturbing my mate to the point where, you know, she ain't feeling good no more. Let me just talk to her a little bit. Let me just go to her and find out what's wrong, baby. It's just a towel or whatever. You have to pick up on your mate to know who she is to get to that point where you have to have that conversation.
Attention to detail. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Ronan, where's the line between constant communication and nagging?
I say it's clarity and consideration. When you have constant communication, this is reassuring. It's open for discussion, leadership tactics, like understanding, like, how can we get to a resolution on this? When you're nagging, that's constant harassment. It's emotional terrorism. When you're got someone who can't effectively communicate with you, they're slamming pots, doors, doing all the childish antics. Whenever you tell them to do something, they're dragging and kicking their feet like a child. You start seeing the real immaturity that pops out. Or when they say something, they keep repeating something intentionally to get on your nerves. Not for a resolution, but for self-edification. They'll sit there and piss you off and invade your space. But when you have constant communication, you leave room to get the thing resolved and see if they consider what you said. It's out of respect. But when you're childish, like in most cases, you'll see they'll not just keep it outside the house, they'll bring more hell into it. Via social media or their families, they put other people involved in your business. That's where it gets real problematic. So that's my thing.
I like emotional terrorism. That is, I like that. Saida. the difference between constant communication and just nagging?
So I'll say this. I struggle with when you give meaning to words, I have to find a meaning. So by the dictionary is repeating. So it does sound like nagging because she's repeating herself, repeating to the point that there is no response. You're getting the same response. So at that moment, the accountability should be from the receiver, because if she said, "Can you please put the laundry in the, or dirty clothes in the laundry basket," and the receiver just disregarded the message, at that point, she's going to be repeating and repeating. And then it sounds like nagging. It is nagging. So she or he, whoever is nagging, mostly women, just to be fair, we should find a way to make that message more clear. So we should speak clearly, maintain an even tone, make an eye contact, keep your body language relaxed, and, don't overtalk or try to summarize, whatever the other person assume things. So pretty much, in my opinion, will be to keep effective communication, remain trustful, respectful, understanding, empathetic, and solution oriented. That will be the difference between, nagging and communicating effectively.
I like it. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Oh, I wanted to say, like, a precursor to emotional terrorism. I think it's funny that it's a problem. Bullshit is ahead. Things like that, they lead with that, like, yeah, okay, this person's going to bring some hell. I got to mentally prepare myself for that. So, yeah, they often lead with it or just come cold turkey with it. So I just want to add that in there. That's
facts. I've never heard anything funny follow a woman saying, "I just find it funny that." I've never heard anything funny after a woman says that. Not one time. Not ever. Not I'm thinking. I've been alive 33 years. Not ever have I heard anything funny after that statement.
I've been alive for 47. Hell no.
See,
that's why you don't say nothing. You don't say nothing. I literally just give him a look. So I might sound crazy by sharing this. My mom used to do that to me. She used to be like, one, and the second one, he'll be like, "I told you already," kind of like in a very nice way, but it was like, "I told you." And then the third time, she would just give me a look. She would just give me a look and I will literally understand. And it was funny because it happened with my man. I give him a look and he understood. He's like, "What did I do?" It was funny, but now I use the look, and I use the look with whoever I need to use the look. I don't need to say much, but it's kind of like you said it already. So if you know the person, it works. To me, it works.
Hey, if I love you, me turning on the PlayStation on, you hear it? That's my kind way of saying F you.
No, not do that. Turning the PlayStation off is disrespectful. Women, don't do that.
I said turning it on. When you starting that,
that's disrespectful too. That's disrespectful. You're disregarding the conversation and you just go to the PlayStation. I think you should say, "Hey, I need a moment. I need some time," because that's what I do. I personally need that. I need time to think and away from the person, because I can't, this is not the good time to talk. I don't want to say things that I don't mean. So I really say, I need some time right now. So I'll talk to you later, but I can't talk right now. So, he respects that.
I do that when things get bad, when the communication's bad and I just got to cool out. I either go to the gym or I'm turning that game on. Like, all right. When I calm down, I'll talk to you, but no.
I say everybody got their methods, man. Rick, the line between nagging and constant communication, in your opinion, bro?
Nagging to me is when she looking to eliminate her workload. Every time is me doing something else that'll make her, and I want to make your life easier, but I'm saying we all got responsibilities in this thing, right? So you ask me, "Hey, make sure the socks picked up." Cool, I got you. Right? "Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I really need you to put the dishes in the sink." Cool, I got you. Right? It's never enough. There's always going to be something more that you can do. That's nagging. That's nagging. Right? So communication is me and you coming to an understanding amongst each other. Not just something you want done.
Say that again.
It's not that it's a problem, but we gotta throw that "but" in there.
right? What I mean, at the end of the day, really, what's the end goal? What it help, right? Nagging again is nagging. It points itself out, and it's gonna play itself out as the power play it really is, because that's what nagging is. It's a power play, right? You want me to do something either I don't find urgent or something I don't want to do, right? And again, like if every time you bring it up, and I believe wholeheartedly in this when we talk about communication. If my mate bring it up, it's big enough for me to address. You see what I'm saying? That's why you should, ladies, you should fight your battles, pick your battles.
Yeah.
Right? Because the first thing I want to do is solve the problem. I don't make problems, I solve them. Right? So if you making up a problem every day, then you the problem. It's just that simple. That's all I got on it.
That's facts, man. Appreciate that. That's facts. Queen, the difference between constant communication and nagging, in your opinion?
I think constant communication is like it's healthy. It's necessary in a relationship as you grow and as you mature. It's like riding a motorcycle. You got to lean together. That's constant communication, but you're still moving towards a final destination, right? So when we think about constant communication, you have to communicate. if happily ever after is the goal. That's the first thing. I want to talk about nagging. You asked the question, what should a man take serious if a woman keeps going over and over and over? From my knowledge, and this is what I know to be true, and I could be wrong, if you find yourself with a woman that keeps repeating things, she probably never felt heard. She didn't feel heard. You maybe brushed over it. You probably went tit for tat. You probably, all right. She didn't feel heard from the bellows of her soul. And that's why I asked earlier, what steps or how do you men pivot to adjust to give her what she needs when it comes to communication? Because I think it was Ricky or maybe Trill. Somebody said the dishes in the sink. I can't remember. But, you can establish who does dishes without a word. If somebody's cooking, well, let me go and get the dishes. You don't have to sit down and say that. That's a common courtesy, a respect of labor, right? He just cooked, she just cooked, let me get the dishes. That doesn't necessarily need to be a full-blown conversation. That's a courtesy, a head nod in a relationship. I appreciate it. So some communication is just understood. One thing at a time when y'all talk about nagging versus communication. My dad always told me, give a man one thing at a time. Do not give him 3, 4, 5 things. He said, you tell him one thing that you need from him and let him work it and let him get real, real good at it. And then you wait, you give him the next thing. So that, ladies, that's the answer to quote unquote nagging. And then men, because it's like together, ladies and men, right? Try not to go tit for tat. Men tend to be less verbal than women. So sometimes women open up the door for communication. And when she does, y'all go, okay, well, since you said that, here's what you're not doing. Tit for tat. If you did not initiate that conversation, if you did not think of that and sit her down, she's going to repeat herself over and over and over again, because women have an ideology about how communication should go. It's almost like HR. I called you in because I caught you on tape or there was a violation. Don't tell me what little Johnny is doing. We're not talking about him right now. And I think sometimes women tend to look at communication like that. I'm telling you what I need from you. Now, all of a sudden, you've made it about me. You know what my trainer told me? He said, when men do that, we don't want to work on it. He said, when a man does that to a woman, he says, we're perfectly capable of communicating. We can hear, we know what you want. But when a man starts to do that with you, he don't want to give you that right now in that moment. So that's my 2 cents.
Man, see, I agree, but O said something on the pod that kind of went against that in terms of the reason that the trainer gave you. And O was spot on when he was talking about how men hold things in. And just like he said, you can remember, like, just think about all the things that I didn't address. And then you're gonna come to me about this. So it's not necessarily that I don't want to do it. It's just like, damn, give me the same grace that I gave you. I didn't let 100 things slide in terms of just me taking care of it on the back end without telling you nothing. And you coming to me about this. So it's more so that frustration than us just not want to do it. I mean, he's right. We do hear you and we do want to do it. And if you stress the urgency of it, we'll drop everything to get it done. And we know you're serious about it. But a lot of times it's just like, damn, bro, like we don't feel like we get the same grace in terms of the frequency in which y'all bring things up, and the multitude of things. Just like you said, that's 1,000% right, bro. Like when your girl trying to tell you to do something, you like, all right, cool. Because how me and mine work, as soon as y'all tell us something, we already formulating a plan to get it done. And then when you get to naming 5, 6, 7 things after that, now it's throwing us off of what we trying to focus on. And that's frustrating. And at that point, we just shut down. It's like, because this is sounding like a lot. And I'm going to get around to it when I get around. This is going to be a daunting task. That's how we take it in our head. Instead of doing what you said was 1,000% right. Hey, let me give him something. Baby, can you please? And the most important thing first, please. Can you get this done? And as man, and hey, baby, I need this done quickly. I need this done like as soon as you can, like ASAP. I need some urgency on this. And then you're gonna tend to get better results than if you just run down 5, 6 different things. And that's what the like nagging thing comes in, because it's like you just named 7 things. Like where do I start? Like what's most important? Where do I need to get done first? I mean, I'm one man. I can't do all of these things at one time. So I think that's what a disconnect is. But again, going back to what you said with the reason, I think the reason is because men let a lot of things slide before we come to y'all and express something. So that's why it just rattles off the way it does, because we've been holding in, I think O said 2-3 years worth of stuff. I don't know if it's that long, but we've been holding in 6 months of complaints that we ain't said nothing about. We just been getting it done. And all we asking is for similar grace. That's all.
Hey, I'm glad you said that, Trill, because the HR reference, it's interesting when you're called for disciplinary actions, but when you're worried about your check. For some reason, it takes a little bit long with the paperwork.
Ronan.
That's a fact.
But you know what he also told me? Like, I love going to my training sessions just so we can talk. And he's an older guy, and we just talk. You know what he told me too about today's woman? He's like, these women want money and da 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 and da 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 da. You know what he said? If we're not taking you out on a nice date, it ain't because we ain't got it. We not doing it for you.
Facts. 1,000%.
You not going there. You not going to the steakhouse. She going. You going. And I was like blown away. Like he is just like, we just talk. Like it's so good to have. But I've been knowing him forever. Like I was like, whoa! If a lot of these women knew he ain't broke, he just not taking you.
With all due respect, many of them do know.
He's like, we don't even like him like that. This is all she gonna get.
Because the thing is real quick. In reality, we'll go broke to take the woman that we really like out. Even if we don't have it, it could be our last. But if we like you enough and we know you want to go somewhere, we're going to try to make it happen.
We're going to figure it out.
Going to debt fucking around with y'all.
That's real.
Damn it.
This is facts. That's why I don't understand this misunderstanding between men and women. Yet somebody's lying. That's all I keep saying. Somebody's lying. Either y'all lying or we lying. Somebody's lying.
Stop the damn cap.
Yeah, I think but as far as the question, the difference between nagging and constant communication, I think is, does what we're talking about move the needle? Like the result of this, is it going to impact our relationship in a positive manner? Also, the language in which you use in terms of getting the message across. One thing about going to therapy, and Kenny always do this a lot. That's why it's so funny, because I can tell you going to therapy. When you go to your partners, everything is we. We need to. We should. But have you ever thought about we? you know, maybe we need to work on this or we need to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's the inclusive language compared to sounding like somebody's barking orders at me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to be barked orders at. Like we supposed to be in this together. So you can get somebody to do the same thing that you want them to get done by just introducing it as, hey, baby, you know, we need to do, you know what, baby, how about you do that? And then I'll go do this. So it can feel like it's teamwork. It can feel like we both doing something that's going to further this relationship. But when you're not introducing it like that and you just come and know you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, that's when it just becomes, okay, this is nagging. You putting a bunch of obligations on my plate. And what are you doing in the process of me doing these things? Especially, like I said, considering the fact that I'm doing a lot for you behind the scenes, as far as being a man, as far as providing this structure, this house that we living in, I'm paying for it, like all of these things that I'm doing. So when you come to me barking orders and I don't feel like you carrying your end, that's when it becomes a problem. And I think that's where it's nagging. But if we talking in terms of what can move us forward, and even giving us the reasoning behind why you want us to get this done is important too, rather than just hearing an order. I mean, it's just like in, you know, sports or whatever. Like if a coach come to you and say, hey, get your ass in that A gap, you're going to take it differently than if he come to you and say, hey, get your ass in the A gap because I need you there. Because just in case they, you know, it's supposed to be accountable, just in case he come back, you can be there to fill the role. They go outside, the linebacker going to cover. And I know I'm losing a lot of people in the audience, pardon me, but I'm saying explaining the why is going to make you more impassioned to do what it is that they asking you to do, more so than just saying, hey, get it done. You need to do this. So I think we need to implement that within our relationships and we'll get different results. And it won't sound like nagging. It'll sound like constant communication because we both moving towards something. We both, keyword, we both. Not just me needing to do something. So
hey, Trill, you think we should add the thing about timing, especially if someone has like things on the schedule and they wait to the absolute last minute?
Definitely.
That's part of nagging too. Like your timing, like you had all day to get something done. You wait until this person is like throwing the rhythm off. That's where you get that stonewall communication in some cases.
Or get things done too, because my dad is like that. If he hears me using the drill or the hammer, what are you doing? And then he starts doing it. So yeah, it works.
My husband does that when it's time to travel. Like almost the morning of packing his bags. I'm like, we gotta go. The Uber's gonna be here. So men can be last minute too.
I'm definitely last minute, but that's because as a man, right? Now, we done took inventory on everything. We know it's gonna take your ass a long time to get packed. So you do need to get started a week in advance or 3 days in advance. Because even though we going for 2 days,
you're gonna take the whole house.
Suitcases.
You're gonna take the whole house with you.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be this is a 2-day trip. Why do you got 3 suitcases coming on this 2 days?
You be trying to just catch a flight. Hey, let's get to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? We there for Saturday. I gotta pack. You're like, God dang, we could pick up something there. You know what I mean?
See
us. We know your 5 minutes equals an hour to hour and a half. We already know.
That's a fact.
We gotta pack the whole.
We're gonna take that little carry-on suitcase, throw in a couple things, and we ready to ride because what Ricky say, when I get there, if I need something that bad, I'm gonna just go to the mall.
Yeah.
That's how men do, bro. When we get to the city, 9 times out of 10, the first place we go is the mall. But I'll be trying to take 3, 4, 5 suitcases. So that kind of factors into why we can be last minute because I know I am. I'm trying to shoot myself some bail because I know I'm last minute.
5,
but
6
I'm always
pairs
on time.
of heels because they don't know. You know, it may look different with this one. It may look different with that.
Nice.
Always got to match. Got to match everything.
Accessorize everything.
Got to match everything. Matchiness.
Right. All right, man. We're gonna pay some bills real quick, and then we're gonna get to the last one of the night, man. Davon again say nagging and nitpicking are first cousins. For
Yes.
I never heard that like that.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Shay in the building, fireball say warning shots, babe. I told you. Did you forget? Why didn't you call and ask me, babe? We discussed this. See, that's that corporate email talk, but translate to relationships. I agree.
Emotional terrorism.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. One true D with the fireball. Men call it nagging when they don't want to be held accountable. Same way us women don't like a man's tone when he is holding us accountable. Hell of a way to put that.
Oh, another thing too, when you're sending multiple text messages to get your pettiness across.
I mean, the truth of the matter is, right? If we want to be honest about it, it really only becomes nagging because you're not doing what you need to do as a woman. If we want to be honest about it, because if you're doing your part, whatever you ask me to do, I'm on it. It don't even matter. If we want to be honest about it, it's nagging because I'm able to keep score because you ain't doing shit. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not in agreement with that, sir.
Let that man preach. That's gospel.
No, sir.
You say you ain't riding with it, SB?
No. Ricky, that's what goes on at your house. I don't want to be in the closet.
The only thing that matters is what goes on in my house. That's what I keep trying to tell you. I don't care what it looks like to y'all. But what I'm saying is that, like, the truth is, right, men understand that women want the house a certain way. They want things to look a certain way, right? Let's be honest. It's your girl. And that's why I keep telling you, it's just about understanding your partner. Communication is useless without understanding. Right? Understanding is entirely way more important than communication, because if you don't understand me, I can talk till I'm blue in the face.
Yep.
Right? We understand. And again, like I said, I don't get these relationships or what relationships people have and where you going out your way not to do what your mate asks you to do. Where is this happening at? My wife cook, I do dishes. She cleans the house, I do the yard. Right? Where is this coming from? Right? So the truth is, if you understand your man, right, and you understand your woman, the only reason you keeping track is because somebody not doing what they supposed to be doing. Right? We understand the game. I keep trying to tell y'all sisters, men, we understand the game. We understand what it is. Right? But like Trill just, y'all act like we lying to y'all or something. No disrespect to nobody. But he just told you we'll go broke for the right one. Right? We'll go broke. Right? We'll make the moves and the efforts for the woman we trying again. So if you asking me to clean up socks, I'm gonna pick the socks up.
Ronan being messy.
I'm gonna pick the socks up, right? Let's keep it a bean. You want me to take the laundry downstairs? I'm gonna take the laundry downstairs. But the only reason that's gonna get to me as a man, as your husband, that understand you, is that you trying to have me do more than what you doing.
Beautiful bum.
I have a question now. I heard you say grass, cut the grass. My husband made me fire the lawn guy. Why? I miss that man so much.
Because he peeped game. How old was he?
I don't know. I never came out, but he don't cut. Now my husband cuts the grass when he wants to, and I can't say anything. And I can boss the lawn man around and say, "Hey, so fellas, what's up with that?" My husband went out and bought a whole lawn equipment blower, and the thing that you cut the edges.
he feel like he can save some money. I can do this myself, do it how I want to do it.
He's saving more than some money. He's saving more.
Well, he's not as good as the lawn guy, but I would never tell him that.
I know where you're going with it, Rick.
He's saving more than some money.
My yard, like, God damn.
Right, he's saving more than some money. God damn it, yeah, that's what he's doing.
It wasn't that much.
Yeah,
Okay.
we know.
But I thought the goal was to buy time back.
No.
Right? When you invest money, that's what I heard a rich person say on you buy your time back. Don't buy things, buy time. Because now I'm saving my husband time. Right?
Right now he is saving jail time. That's what he's doing.
No, come on. No,
saving jail time.
It's not like I'm out there. No,
he ain't trying to go to jail. He ain't doing it for you. He doing it for him.
That's the beauty of foresight.
Nah.
Man, he protecting you. He protecting you and him at the same time. It's okay. You better take him some lemonade when he cut that grass.
I do. I give him. Hey, when Crow said water, I watch him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if he get on the schedule, like the lawn guy, I would know when you were coming. Yo, I love to laugh. I'm sorry, I love that. I almost fired my husband one time. I came out and I was like, I was gonna have a talk, but he got out there and he did it, and he cracked the window with the little.
Or some flew out
the weed eater,
that little thingy where you edge it up.
Yeah,
the big rock hit the window. We had to call people to.
Oh,
how you bust out a window?
Yeah, nah, man. We got to get the lawnmower man back at this point. Hell no.
Walk in your collar.
Man, so he's
that is hilarious. All right. I appreciate you, One True Diva. That's love, man. We'll get to Shave the Fireball. Final line is ultimate silence. It's Thanos level stuff about to happen. It's close to the end game. With a woman giving you just silence, dead silence. Yeah, that is scary. I ain't gonna lie. Because women are so like expressive, so communicative. Like when they just be on some, hell nah. Yeah, fellas, do not let it get
now
to
you
that point.
start to speak.
Some women, I don't know. In my experience, I was with somebody and it wasn't even that deep into the relationship, and it'll be a random day and she just quiet. I get home and she just don't want to talk. I'll be like, the hell? They try to abuse you with that silent treatment for a couple of days to kind of get some leverage, or I'm like, I don't do that. Oh, you gotta go, baby.
You gotta go. My boy's fool. I'm out. Yeah, appreciate you, say. Rojo, say Ricky for president. Appreciate you, Rojo.
Got my vote.
It's facts. Grizz Trees, 20 balls. Say just a little perspective. You can do 3 to 5 things for a man every day, forever. Women pick which ones they feel like doing today. Sometimes it's a special occasion, and you get the 5. Nagging is you on number 73. Where's my 5? I only got one out of 73.
Putting up Steph Curry numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on.
Class, bro.
That's a fact. That boy
Come on.
That is a fact. Appreciate you, big dog. That is hilarious. OG, 20 bars. What up, fam? Say, Trill had it perfect. Before you point your finger, make sure your hand is clean. Most times they aren't. Nagging happens when a person's imperfections aren't accepted. Humility cuts out a lot of arguments. No one is perfect. That's real, bro. And it goes back to what Ricky just said. If you're trying to bark orders to me, make sure that your I's are dotted and T's is crossed, and you're doing what it is that I value as well. Because again, when you're doing that, I don't have no issues doing what you want. But when you're not doing that, we're gonna have a big ass problem.
It's gonna be an audio
problem.
Yes.
So yeah, that's real rap. Appreciate you, OG. Web thing with the 10 ball, something Trill overlooked. As part of the frustration comes from women treating their issues like they got to be taken care of then and there.
Yep.
But our issues get worked on when she feel like it.
Right there.
I agree.
Selective outrage.
And women will tell you that they don't necessarily want you to do it then, but how they communicate and deliver it, it'll come off as it should be done then and there. So I think that's another disconnect.
Yeah, that's facts, man. Put some urgency on it. When that man, just like bro just said, we only asking for 5 things in 10 years. In terms of a man actually coming out and asking you for something, like really, because men don't feel comfortable asking our woman for anything. Let's just be real about that. Anything.
But those 5 things, you want them like on a daily basis, and the sink get broken like once every 5 years.
Because again, we don't ask for things on a daily basis. What he's saying is that a man gonna only make 5 requests from you. Like, hey, baby, I need this. 5 requests from you in a matter of 10 years, if that. So what we're saying is that when we come to you and we make that request, put a little urgency on when you're moving it, because we're not asking for that much. And if you do that, the 120 things y'all ask from us over these 10 years, we gonna get it done in with a little bit of fervor. That's all he's saying. And I need y'all to fix y'all faces because y'all act like y'all don't.
I'm a little confused.
Like you said, Queen Sheba, it helps push your request through HR a little faster.
That's facts.
Facts.
I'm a
So-
little confused because sometimes
Put it at
like,
the bottom of the
that
pile.
you-
Can you give like one example of one of
Go to
those 5
HR.
things that
yeah,
may be
I'm-
asked over 10 years? Can you give just one example?
Okay,
please do.
perfect. While we here, what time is it? It's after 12.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
We
Let's
got
get
a little
into
time.
it.
Take your damn time.
Why?
Okay.
Why is it always me? Did
You
I always do
already
this?
know.
I always
You
do
already
this.
know. Anytime we say, I'm glad you
I
asked,
know.
it's coming.
I know. All right.
Straight up.
One.
So,
One.
right. One thing that men typically ask for, man, and we don't do it much, but
And this is
the
common.
frequency on the sex. The
That's not
frequency.
what. But
Okay,
that's
so
not
you're
one
talking
thing.
about
That's
black
like if
men?
you want it 3 times a week. That's specifically what I was talking about. You
That's
ask
one
for it,
thing. It's one thing.
It's the same
But
request.
listen, can you listen to me real quick?
Mhm.
So it's one thing, but you want it frequent, like you want it if possible every day or 3 times a week. But the sink that she's asking you to fix only get like broke like how many times in a year? Not even one. Like every 2-3 years. That's my point. Like the things that you ask are to be done on a daily basis. You are the providers. I agree, and I love that for the men that are the providers. But you go and work for 8 to 9 hours, 5 days a week. But she's a wife for 24/7. For how many years?
Right. And I'm a husband for 24/7 for how many years? That's what I'm saying. If it doesn't matter, if we all doing, hey, we're all here to do
So,
what we're all
When you are
here to
not in the
do.
house,
Rick,
you're
please.
not. When you're not in the house, yes, we're covered and protected and all that. But she has to kind of resolve herself in a way. So when
But-
you're not around and she has to do
Clarify.
something that she might need a man, you're not around. So we kind of have to
When,
figure it
when
out.
would I
That's-
not be around? That's a you
if you're
problem.
working,
But that's
I'm-
gonna
I'm-
that's gonna wait. But that's gonna
yeah,
wait.
can you open this and then you're gonna be on the phone? Why do I need to call
see,
you?
see,
You
see,
can
see what
open
that-
this.
We're going to a mini extreme. No, it's just about. And I hear what you're saying. But it's like I said, this shouldn't be a place where we keeping up tabs if we both understand what each other needs out of each other,
I
right?
agree with that.
This is a synergy. It's a give and take. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, communication ain't nothing without understanding. I understand what you need out of me. You understand what I need out of you, and hopefully we can meet each other in the middle. That's really what it's all about, right? The problem comes again where somebody is getting to the point where somebody is feeling less than or used, right? Or don't feel there's consideration involved, and then you start keeping tabs, and that's the downfall in a relationship is comparison. Right.
Real quick though, Rick, you know what the wild part about that request is? Is that you benefit from it too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why you don't punish yourself by saying no to it.
So, you know what I'm saying? So again,
Like
if
it's
what I'm
Use them.
asking for
Use them.
that unreasonable if you benefit from it too.
Yes.
Y'all look
you're a
at it.
man, use
And
them.
is that
And just the point, hey, I'm this is
Come
on
on.
you, Sayada.
Come on.
And just the point that you posed it like it's a job. Let us know how y'all look at it.
Right. Right.
Well,
I don't.
What
I
did
was
she
just
say?
saying. I was just saying.
No, what did she say? What did she say?
Nope.
Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead.
How she presented was, well, it's this. I got to do it. It's 3 times a week. You want it all the time. No, don't you?
Oh
like,
yeah.
you see what I'm saying? You supposed to, you like me, right?
That's the example that was given. If you would have given another example,
No,
I
but
would still use it. But that's the
uh-uh.
example that was given.
But respectfully, you said a sink. A sink can be fixed, but that butt naked therapy does wonders for both of them.
No, I agree with you. 100%.
So why does it
I agree with you.
job when men and women get together?
It's just like driving your car in the snow without starting it up and warming it up, and wondering why your windows are cracked and it's fogged up and all of that good stuff.
Why do you think we have?
Because a lot of men stop warming up their wives after they get married.
Of course.
I'm not saying
Of
all.
course.
I said a lot. I said
Of
a
course.
lot.
Of course.
That's important.
It's
And
y'all
I'm
fault,
not
fellas.
trying to be funny.
It's
So
y'all fault.
every time we got a warm up the car, it ain't always snowing. It's,
No, it
it's
ain't.
hot and sunny outside.
And didn't I give you an auto
It can
start?
be hot outside.
Didn't I give you an auto start?
What we gotta warm the car up for?
You
We
want
already
leather
hot,
seats
baby.
burning your back?
Didn't I give you an auto start? Don't that car start by itself?
We got the remote from the car.
Wrong with you?
So can I ask a question? So if a woman does feel like it's kind of job related, could that be a communication error? Could we talk about it?
We can talk about it. We
A
need to
lack
work
of
on it.
intimacy.
Sarah, is that something that you would communicate to your mate
Well,
about?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
If you felt like it, not you particularly, but I'm just saying if a woman felt like it was a job related thing to have sex or make love to her husband 3 nights a week, if it was a request, one of the 5 per yearly over the 5 years.
Per decade.
Question. I got a question when you
Per decade, okay? Could that be a conversation that men, would you be willing to have that conversation if you felt that way, if you felt put off a bit, like, she really ain't want to do this. This is kind of like a job to her. Would you want to have that conversation with your woman?
If your heart ain't in it, I don't want it.
I mean, yeah, because I want to get to the bottom of why. I mean, that's gonna be a big ass problem. Like if that's the case, if she feel like that, I'm not even gonna want to do it.
Right.
To be
Like,
real.
my husband has never said, why you not? He tells me why I need to. Does that make sense? I'm a man. You got to take care of me. I'm a man, baby. And it's so when and hey, that's all he needs to say. I'm a man. Don't forget, I'm a man. And it's like he never says the first part. He just tells me, he explains the why. And not that I don't know the why. Life happens, y'all. You're working, you're tired, but you got to be a little bit more mindful of each other. And that doesn't just mean women taking care of the man. That means ask her out on shit. Tell her to get dressed. I got your outfit laid out. I got that little dress I saw you looking at. I got them sunflowers that you like. So it works both ways. But somehow we get stuck in relationships where we're about 85% of the time, if we tell the truth, she's supposed to perform without you remembering the little things that she likes. It may be an afterthought. You may do it later, but most men prioritize their penis over your I need a little candy, I need a little flowers. I mean, if we want to be completely honest in the chat, most women will say, I don't feel like I get the romance I need. Come on, we're talking like adults. Am I right?
Facts. Me neither. I don't get the romance.
Yeah, I want some romance too.
I don't get the romance I need. Can I ask a question?
What is the romance that you need?
Hold on.
It's more than a pair of socks.
I got you. Hold on.
That's all you got, Ronan?
Can I ask a question?
She wants you out. Put these socks on and put your shoes and get out.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Ladies. When has there ever been a time that your man told you he was tired for naughty time?
Oh,
my husband said he will never say that
for naughty time.
Ever.
Trouble.
But and part 2 of this question: what if? If y'all want to, hey, it ain't ever nobody on the panel, but hey, right? What if he came to bed one night and was like, you know what? You was ready. He told you that night, you know what? I don't feel like it.
I'm just not in the mood.
Tired.
I'm just not in the mood.
You ain't getting no sleep.
What would happen?
I'm talking about just real quick, Rick. Let me set the scene. When you say ready, I'm talking about you in lingerie. Candles is lit. Music is playing. You got oils and stuff by the bed. You ready to massage, all that type of stuff. You got it laid out. He walk in and say, baby, not tonight. I got to get up early.
Is he smiling like you are, or is he just like not feeling well or whatever?
Serious. He dead serious. He ain't told you what's wrong, nothing.
Well,
he had a long week. I'm
gonna take the couch tonight.
So you would massage him and just make sure he feels good. This is what I would do to make, because I would know if something he would probably be serious about not feeling good.
Don't know me, no.
It doesn't matter. I wouldn't be trying to get nothing out of him. I'm just making sure he feels good, because I'm saying if my husband said that, would probably mean that he don't feel good. So I would still just be affectionate towards him and just let him have his rest and go on to sleep.
Okay, so let me ask real quick. That's how you would handle it. How you feel like most women would take that in?
They probably get upset. But see, I've been around my husband so long, and we've been empty nesters for so long. So we done ran around the house and did all. It's different. It's a little different.
Hey, but okay. So again, we speak in consensus in generals, right? That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So
they would get upset.
Okay. So how many times have you told your man You know, I got you tomorrow, not tonight. I'm tired. It's been
Oh
a
my
long
God.
day.
And I done tricked them out of purees and
Ricky.
crab legs and everything.
Nope.
And I
This
did
is the thing. This is the thing. That's a difference that you must understand from men and women. Men biologically are like that. They're ready for whenever. But women, it's like a guitar. The guitar is there, it's willing there. You can touch.
Okay.
Hold on. You can touch it at any time. But the fact that you're just touching doesn't mean that you're actually bringing good notes or you actually doing good thing. So you have to warm up. You have to get it. Like you have to know how to play the guitar. It's your guitar, so you have to get it there. So, I'm not saying that you don't. I'm not saying this is every man. It's just an analogy that I'm using. This is a difference between men and women. Men are ready. Women have to get ready.
I think men are willing to get women ready too. Do you don't think men are willing?
And when we are
ready?
ready, hold on. And when we are ready, we have to take advantage of that.
Don't move it. Don't move it. Don't move it. Don't move it. So is it fair to say that the way men and women look at sex is different?
Yes.
So is it fair to say that the way men and women look at communication is different?
Yes.
It is. We're totally different. I'm not saying that we're equal.
But the goal is to move closer together, to meet in the middle.
So we realize that ash rations don't work.
What I'm saying.
Starfish.
Women are different in everything. Women are different until it's time to be different, right? You always say that we're different, we're not equals. So when it's time to be different, and this is what I'm saying, we are different. And you have to understand that that's a difference. We have to get ready. We're not, even like you've seen women, that's at the beginning. Probably when we're like into the man, like at the beginning, of the relationship, we're into him and we want it all the time. That's because we are actually going by the way he's treating us, the way he's talking to us. So, whatever is happening at the beginning of the relationship, that's what we're missing at the end from both sides. Because we're so willing at first as women, we're so willing at the beginning of the relationship. And then we're kind of like, taking our time, whatever. So the man is missing what was happening at the beginning. It's the same thing.
So Ronan, you got to warm up the car.
Of course.
You got to warm up the car. They already told you. You got to warm up the car.
SB, I get your point. The thing is, we had no problem warming up the car, getting the rotors done, getting spark plugs. We do not care. We like the car maintenance. When it's time to get in that ride, we make sure it's a great ride.
What's the maintenance to you, Ronan? When you say
foreplay. Some of us are pleasers.
No, she's saying that you got to get the oil changed. Sometimes they need new belts. You might want to put some not shiny, but you might put some new wheels on it. You might need some new wheels
for you.
Because he said warming up the car was foreplay. For women, that's not warming up the car.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it goes into knowing your respective woman. Again, we talking about the communication. Some have like receiving acts of service. Some like gifts. Some like physical touch. Things of that nature.
Some like their guy. Some like the dude.
Their guy. Again, it's like if she gets her dude.
She still has a vagina that requires a method of operation of warming up, whether she likes her guy or not.
It is self-start.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's why Sayeda was trying to say, like, if you touch your penis, it goes
I understand that, but
they just think. They don't even have to touch it. They just think.
But it's false, because if it's the guy you really like, and Sayeda just said it in the beginning, right? You all over him. You do. It's wet on demand. Again, it's about you. It's not about him.
No,
right?
It's what he's doing. It's the way he's talking to us. I said it. I said it. It's the way that he's talking to us.
He said it.
Right. Listen to what I'm saying. Because you like him at that moment.
Yeah.
Because you feel him in that moment, right? This what I don't care, especially when, and this definitely ain't nobody on the panel from what I heard. But the stories we hear, right, when you was with the dude that you weren't supposed to be with, you was ready 3 a.m, you out on another date. It don't take him getting you wet. All you got to do is call you. Right. Matter of fact, since we talking about communication, he can call you like, bitch, what you doing? Get your naked ass over here. I didn't say you, Queen Sheba. I didn't say you. But the proof is in the pudding. There's plenty of people that can give you the story that a dude talk nice to a girl and he never get no place. She don't like him. It's nothing, right? Communication. I'm communicating you the right way, right? But the dude she like call her all out of her name, and it's go time.
Hey, Rick, and sometimes they have a whole nother chick. All he got to do is show up.
Here's my thing, right? Because again, this is why I feel like it's cap, man. And because like when it's the first initial stages of the situation, we talking about it's because of the things he was doing. It's certain dudes, like we ain't gonna sit here and act like sex is reserved for once the relationship happens, right? A lot of times that man is getting sex before y'all even committed.
Yep.
So then he's being inconsistent. Don't get me wrong. Now, when y'all spend time, it's amazing time. Sure, I've literally given a scenario and put myself in it in terms of how things used to go. We'd be literally kicking it with these women and chopping it up and all of that. And you know what I'm saying? Like she like, well, what are we doing? Baby, I'm not looking for nothing serious right now. But we're gonna have a good time. We might go out to eat, we might kick it, we might do whatever the case may be, but it's gonna be, when it's convenient for me too, because right now I got a lot going on. I'm in school, I got work, I got the job, I got I'm trying to build this business. I'm doing whatever the case may be. So right now I ain't ready for a relationship right now. That's just real. Most women not walking away from that. Most women are gonna stay there in that situation if they really like the man. And in the process of them staying there, that sex is plentiful. That sex don't need no kickstart. That sex don't need no 20 minutes of warming up because it's snow outside. That sex is ready when I leave the club at 2 a.m.
But
Hey, are you up? And she answer the phone, sleepy talking. Yeah, I'm up. She really sleep for real. But you pull up over there and it's dripping like the Niagara Falls. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not a lot of effort being put in on that end. So if that's the case, in terms of this is what it takes to get you there, why isn't that what it took to get you there back then? Before I committed, before we was in a relationship, before I was doing all of these things that I'm doing for you, now that you my wife or that you my girl. Because I wasn't doing half the stuff I'm doing for you that I'm back then as I'm doing now. And the sex was more plentiful back then. So explain to me, if that's what's required, why wasn't it required then?
It's about being your true and authentic self. And you were being yourself. You were being honest. You were being honest about what you wanted, what your intentions were. Right? It's not even about being a husband at that time. It's about being the man that you were, being honest about your expectations, which may not have been favorable to the woman. And also manning up behind it. Get up. You up? Da, 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 da. Whereas when you get married, hell, you won't even call her to say I'm running late. Instead of you keep that same energy. You up? I'm 5 minutes from the house. See, you see what I'm saying? I just use that. You won't even call to say I'm running late. You can expect no, Trill. Hold on.
She's right. She's right, because we got some communication problems. This young lady is telling you all, men, what the deficit is, why it feels more. Well, I don't know. Did you say it feels like a job to you, or why you?
Diana said it.
You didn't say
I
that.
did not say that. I did
Oh,
not
well,
say
Ricky
that.
said that you said that. I'm sorry.
He interpreted that way. That's his fault because he said it was the receiver, right?
Yep. So it's my fault, right? It's my fault, right?
You said it was the receiver. You said it was the receiver.
As long as you agree with what I'm saying.
You put yourself in that position. You said
as long as
earlier
you
it was
agree
the
with what I'm
receiver.
saying. As long as
You did not say that. You did not say it.
I did not say that.
No, she know what I'm talking about. She know what I'm talking about.
But my point is that there is a deficit for some reason, and she's trying to communicate whatever it is that she feels it is right now. But I don't hear my men listening. So maybe she doesn't have it absolutely correct. But let's walk through it, because I'm sure that other people than herself may be feeling a little deficit, or the man might think that there's a deficit. So what is it? Sheba was on to something.
Yeah.
Y'all don't do that.
We like a little risque. We don't always want a husband, just like you don't always want a wife. Sometimes you want your wife to do a little something and act like a little something and not be bored. We want the same thing. We want to be slammed on the bed, but don't hit my head too hard. I don't want to be any hard. But we want to be run around, be quiet, kiss me, all of that good stuff. Bite my lip, put your hands right here.
My hair.
But we're married. I'm a married woman. I'm married. Hold on. I didn't say nothing derogatory.
Keep going.
I ain't
Hold on.
I know she.
But I'm not lying. Hold on.
She said you'll be choked a little bit.
Really want to have this conversation. I don't think
men
really understand women and what women really like. But women have been conditioned to be quiet about their sexual desires, because you're going to be a hoe. You're not going to be wife like.
Not
This
today.
ain't the old days. This
Not
ain't the old
today.
days.
Not today.
I'm gonna use y'all excuse. This ain't the old days.
Slut
We
walks
talking
and all this stuff. Not today.
Mm-mm.
Maybe I want to spank you too.
Like I
I'm just
said,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I just want to make my point. Like I said in the beginning, right? Hey, Trill, my shit is circular
I'm
because
just
it's true,
kidding, y'all.
right? Because it's true. Sayada just said herself, I'm the receiver. It's my fault I didn't get the message, right?
right.
Didn't you say that earlier? That
That's
that was the first question.
I just want to make sure people heard that you said it, because at first you was talking about how communication it's on a person giving the message, not the person receiving it.
No,
sure
that's not what
did.
I think. That's what you think, and I'm
No,
saying if that's what you think,
giver.
then that's you.
No,
that's
don't.
not what I believe.
No.
You said the
What you believe is
deliverer
what I
earlier.
just stated. What you said you believe is what I just stated. But
You
then
said
at the same
deliverer.
point, you just said, because I don't understand the message, it's my fault. So which one is it?
He's right. He's right.
said
He
you
took
said
you. Listen,
deliverer.
your example that you gave was based on what he was the receiver and he received it that way. But you said that you think the communicator, the person communicating the message, is the one who's more responsible. So what you delivered was it's like a job. So he got you on that one, girl. He got you.
I also got him on that
No,
one. He just
No,
didn't see it.
he received your message as it was a job because you didn't communicate it well. If that's not what you wanted to communicate, then you should have explained it as what he's saying, a little different. But
Makes sense. I wasn't
as a
careful with my
man,
words.
there
I
you
wasn't
go.
careful with my words, so it's
There we
my
go.
fault.
There
But
we
it's
go.
as my point. If he says that he's the receiver, same thing. He said that it was the receiver's responsibility. I can say the way that I want to, and he's supposed to get it.
I took it.
He said he took
So
it.
we're both in the same place.
I took it.
It's a 50-50, just like when Sheila said it earlier. It's a 50-50.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay, we got the
No,
50-50, but what's the answer? We need to find out the answer because he's exactly right and she was exactly right too. But I'm talking about within marriage. If he was hot and spicy and you loved him and he's the same guy, why are we feeling as though it's more of a chore 5 years down the road?
Because
That's the question.
Responsibility and security and responsibility is boring. That's why. If we just want to be honest about it, it's boring. The thing that was great about sex with a new person was that it was with a new person.
No, I don't think so. Say it again, Ricky, one more time. Responsibility
and security is boring.
Yeah, it's predictable.
It's boring.
It's
and it's just
consistent.
like I said, I don't knock ladies. Y'all just are what y'all are. Just like the problem is that we understand y'all are what y'all are, but we are what we are too. You see what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. And not y'all in particular. I'm talking about right now as in the Western world. We understand women are the way y'all are, and it's cool. We're willing to play the game. We still out here playing the game. Right? But the problem is that women don't want to acknowledge men for what they are, and that's an issue. That's an issue. You can't keep trying to make us something like it's just weird to me. Like we supposed to be products for each other, right? Right. Now y'all can say what y'all really like, right? But what y'all show y'all really like is two totally different things. And it's the same way y'all say to men, like, I don't ride with these men chasing these tricks because y'all say y'all want good girls, but no, you don't really. You see what I'm saying? I hold both sides accountable. But what I'm saying is that we got to learn to understand each other. That's the biggest problem. It ain't a communicating to each other and saying all these words and talking points. Understand the person that's in front of you. But we don't, nowadays, people don't even want to take the time to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all understand women sexually and what a woman is willing to do.
Thing is that
nasty.
we understand y'all completely.
Y'all nastier than any man could ever imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I understand that.
We know that.
Right? I understand that. Women, you take advantage of your wife. You take advantage of her. I said this on the show before. You do your wife like you do the chicks in the street. You slut her out.
Religious.
I understand it. And that's what's the problem with a lot of women is that they don't get the type of
That's what I was going to say earlier.
So are you saying that the husband he don't giving the that mean he getting lazy? Is what you saying?
No. What a lot of dudes look at their wives as these perfect princesses.
I got you.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Not in real life, but as far as perception, you know what I mean?
Right. Mhm.
Like, but when you do not defile your bed. Your bed between a husband and wife cannot be defiled.
Exactly.
That's
But
what y'all
also
don't
Oh, wait a
understand.
minute.
how they
There's-
program us
wait a
to
minute,
be
though.
though, bro.
You
Because
gotta go. You gotta go real.
Yeah,
Ricky,
you know, I'm
can't
not
bring
going
that
there with
third girl in
no,
now.
no, 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 no,
All
no.
right.
That's a
I
whole
said
lot.
between I
Let's
said
keep it
between a
holy.
husband, right?
I
Between a
got you.
marriage, between a husband and wife. That's what I'm saying,
Yes.
right?
I
So I
agree.
hear what y'all saying, but the thing is that why does it seem like the conversation is always one way?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The conversation is always one way. This conversation, the way it started when Trill brought it up, hey, sex. Hey, you want it 3 times like it's a chore. Is it a chore? Don't y'all like sex too? Like,
But
it's
she's
crazy.
correct with that.
I understand, Queen Sheba. Give me a second, sis. It's like, but isn't it weird how like women can have these conversations about being sexually liberated and not understand it, but when it comes to your very husband, the man that supports you and takes care of you in damn near every way he can, it's a job and an assignment to do it. Right?
But don't you think you're talking about two different women?
Yeah.
I'm talking about who it applies to. But the fact is, again, is that we can't sit up there and not acknowledge it when we know it's plenty of people that's going through the same stuff. Just like y'all said to me a couple of weeks ago about the abuse stuff. The truth of the matter is that we understand people go through it. Right. And there's too many conversations on the internet, on the YouTube, since everyone can want to keep using this as the litmus of women saying that, oh, for me to be with my man, he got to do this and that and this and this and that.
What's wrong with that though?
Oh, hold on, please. Right. But should we as men, right? When we say, hey, I paid the mortgage, give me some head, right? Hey, I made sure the grass is cut, I need some ass, right? Such and such, woo woo. Right? Because to be honest, that's what it seems like. People don't want to say it, but that's what it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because not you, because you're a married lady. Congratulations. Married lady, congratulations. Sarah, my girl. You know what I'm saying? Knocking it in. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is that when we see these conversations as a whole, right? When it comes to a woman and somebody getting sexual access to her, it's always a price to be paid. Even though I'm paying the price every day.
Yeah.
Your husband paying the price every day. So why is it such a duty when you say you like dudes? You're a heterosexual woman, correct? Or is it just that you didn't marry a dude that you were sexually attracted to, right? Because then that would take us into the conversation of you just using a man just cause.
I'm not following you. I'm completely lost. Like I think
Cool.
I'm not. At first, I was following you, but I'm not sure where we're going.
This is what he's saying. He's basically saying, like, when we get to talking about sex or things that benefit a man, there's always a litmus test. Like, these things have to be done. It's in terms of the like warming up the car example, right? These things have to be done. But when it comes to things that benefit a woman, men don't have a litmus test in terms of like once we end the relationship. Men have a litmus test before we get there. Like you ain't getting the ring unless blah 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 blah. But once we end the relationship, in terms of things that benefit y'all, like that trip we going on, or that, you know, us taking you out, going to this fancy ass restaurant and things of that nature, man, don't require, you know what? If you want me to take you to that restaurant, I need a massage. I need, you know, my foot rub when I walk in the crib. I need some head. I need this. I need that. And then I'll book that trip. You got to warm the car up first before a trip. No, whoa. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm going on the trip and I'm enjoying myself too, but there's a litmus test involved for things for what men see as benefit, and with y'all, it's not the case. That's what he's saying, and that right there is a problem, because if we in this relationship and we both doing what it is that we supposed to be doing every day, why do we get a litmus test for things that we find value in and y'all don't? That's what he's asking.
Well, it's because women, our sexual desires is tied into, it's emotional for us. And for you all, it's more like a release or a maintenance, I should say. So there's no requirement there. When you're talking about emotions, it's just, it is what it is. It's an emotional thing. Women get a whole lot more out of it, I would say. For you all, it's really just a release.
Yeah. And
that's
why
for a woman,
the issue is that there has to be some consistency with that. Because it seems to be only I can't remember what you said, like an emotional buildup and things of these natures are required once you're in a relationship, once you're in a long-term relationship. But during that courting stage, like I said, 20 minutes of warming the car was not required. Commitment was not required. Going on these fancy dates, massages, flowers, roses, these things all the time, that was not required. The sex was happening 5, 6, 7 times a week sometimes before we even got into the relationship. So
because the emotion was there. The emotion was still there.
But again, if what y'all say y'all require from men to get it is true, why was it there then when I wasn't giving you those things in comparison to us being in this marriage now, and I didn't give you everything that you asked for, the ring, the consideration, the financial security, the infrastructure that we living under, all of these things that you said that you wanted in a man. I gave you all of this, and the sex is happening less than when I was giving your ass inconsistency, half-ass showing up, this, that, and the third. I was getting more sex then than I'm getting now. Explain that inconsistency to me, please.
And I said, because you were just being the man that you were. You wasn't giving, you were being. And by being, you giving me all of your masculinity, whether you got it or not. You giving me honesty, you giving me vibe, you giving me motion. You are giving me all of that. But somewhere, I'm just saying, like, women are attracted to a vibe. Women are attracted to honesty and all of that stuff that I know you don't agree, and sometimes we don't agree with y'all when y'all are talking. But I'm trying to tell you, I may not have the words, but I'm just saying, you were just being yourself. You weren't trying to prove a point. Now I'm giving you this. Where's the sex? So now it's become so convoluted and like, okay, you said you need this. Now I'm giving you that. At first, but you didn't give a damn. I'm going to just be. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be straightforward. I'm going to communicate. It is what it is. But you were probably still nice, and she wasn't your wife. And I think sometimes when a woman becomes a wife, men view her differently, maybe as property.
I don't know about that part, but you're right about the being part is definitely masculine, but it's also when you get married, income distractions. And that's why we need to be more intentional when we do get married about children, our jobs, and things of that nature, because they are huge distractions. Just think about it. If you didn't have a child, you could be more into your husband, and it could be just being, because he's that same guy. He's that same guy that you were dating, but now you're married to him. He is that same guy, and he may still be being when it comes to what he wants as far as sex. But there's so many distractions throughout the day. You worked all day at this corporate job, making so much money and doing all these different things and it's a requirement now, where you was an adult on your own. It was this, you just viewed it differently. It was a thing you did. But now that you're both in the home together, it's just so many distractions. You just get away from each other. So I think you're partially right about that. But I just think that's a lot to what we've been saying of what's going on in these spaces, that women, we do so many other things besides being within our marriage, or let everything supersede the marriage, that we get way off from what the husband actually desires from us.
Well, see, and just real quick, you know what the problem that I have in terms of the whole just being, in terms of, back then you was just being like who you was and things of that nature. You know what the issue that I got with that is, that women don't take accountability for the fact that y'all shape shifted us into this new man that you in a relationship with, right? Because of the things that you. I said women don't take accountability for the role that they play and shape shifting that man into the man that he is in that marriage, right? Because again, if that's the case, then y'all are lying to us when y'all are listing out the things that y'all want from a man. Y'all said y'all want a domesticated, one woman consideration. I want him just focused on me.
Someone's
I want him focused
lying.
on his money. I want him to provide infrastructure. I want him to be focused and zeroed in on what it is that we doing here. But back then when he was getting the sex plentiful, your ass was not the only priority. That's reality, right? But you said you didn't want that. You said you wanted commitment. You said you wanted consistency, consideration, all of these things. Now you got all my undivided attention. You done shape-shifted me into the man that you said you wanted, and now the sex has died down. But when I was just being, when you was just one of the options on my roster, then I was getting it whenever I wanted. So that means that y'all are lying.
Yes, they do lie. Yes. Hold on, they do
liars,
lie. They
bro.
do. Not all of them. They do lie. A lot of women. So okay, let's talk. Y'all want to talk? I'm sorry, ladies. Y'all know I normally get up here and rah hoo hoo for women. So I would never say. So a lot of women do lie.
Absolutely.
They lie.
Yes.
They lie, and they switch up on y'all so bad. They pretend to be what they're not, and they will go the extra mile to get the ring. They don't even know why they want to be married. They don't even know what it means to be a wife, why you want to be a wife. None of that. They don't even know what to do after the wedding when you take the dress off. I mean, but these are conversations I have behind closed doors with women, normally not on these panels, right? So let's just stop there. And that's why you have the problems you have. So let's just stop there. And that's not a beat up on women, because I completely advocate for women. A lot of women don't know. A lot of women have pretty privilege. I'm pretty. That's good enough. Let's stop
To what?
there.
To be married? That's good enough to be married, or what? What do you mean?
That's good enough. Period. To be
Okay.
married, to go out to eat, to get a new car, all of that, to not cheat on me. That's good enough. Okay.
And
then
the price.
add on all of the other things. And y'all know I never come out at women like this, but these are things that I say behind the scenes in my sisterhood and in my girl stuff when we talk about, and it's the real truth. And it's very, very hard to get women to conform mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. Okay. But also men, if it's not working, tell her. You told me if I did A, you got it, but listen, that's where that gentleness come in. Don't come in, because that's going to make her freeze up. Have a genuine conversation with her. And if you really want to be player about it, pour her a glass of wine if she like wine. Be cooking. Hold on. Be cooking some liver and onion. She gonna be like, pour her a glass of wine. Let her sit down. Let her take a shower. Run her bath water. Hey, babe, I done bought you flowers for 6 weeks in a row.
Keep working.
I done bought you flowers for 6 weeks. No, I know what to say and do. I just don't do it publicly. I bought you flowers. I've been raised around men all my life. 6 weeks in a row.
And y'all better know what a wife look like. Y'all better put them to the test. Y'all need to know what a wife look like.
But this is
the
what I want
sex life is still the same.
It's a game.
48. I did this. We just got back from Cancun. You didn't initiate everything. You had a headache. We have a problem. And I can't promise you I can continue this for too much time, and leave it at that. Don't say you're going to get a divorce and just leave it like that. I love you, but I cannot promise you that this will be good enough for me, and just stop.
Well,
and don't say another word, and watch how things change.
Hey, hold on real quick, one before you go. Queen, welcome to the dark side, man. We finally got it. We finally got it.
You got her.
She got her.
Go ahead, Ron.
Tell the men what to look for. Tell them.
Yeah, and Queen Sheba, congratulations. We'll have your indoctrination papers in the mail.
Just
make us sign them. Make us sign them, y'all. Make us sign them.
I definitely said this. What you've seen right here is what relationship time card fraud looks like. When you got people who put up this front, this is what I'm cool with. I wasn't giving you everything that you would ask for, and you would just give me everything hand and fist. And then when you stand at the altar, you lie to everybody, including yourself. Now we're supposed to sit there and stomach that. That, again, it's like on both parties, that is not fair. Sex is communication. We all communicate many different ways, but if you're going to make a promise like that, even relationship or even beyond, y'all have to stand at the altar and be honest with yourselves and each other. Stop capping in front of the altar. Some people are married to the ceremony and not to the commitment. That's the problem out here. Because thing is, like, if as a guy, if I have a relationship with you, I had a relationship with that hoe too. You're supposed to be free to be who you are. You're not supposed to go in here and be shameful and tiptoe around each other, things like that. Just like you said, like SB, y'all been empty nesting and run around wild and free and being your own selves. That's what we're supposed to be. It shouldn't be, I had to put in a 2 weeks request like PTO. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's like, if I'm there with you, that's what keeps a house happy, where we able to communicate with each other. If you got guys busting their ass to take care of house, home, and they have a level of esteem right there, when they come home, that's what he comes home to. He wants to separate himself from the world. Same thing with a woman, that protection and all that. Sometimes you got to bleed his brakes. That's all a guy asks for. He shouldn't have to put in a request for it. It's just like, when you pounce on that guy, cool.
I was about to say sometimes too, like, but also what I don't get, aren't y'all attracted to y'all's partners? Like,
I mean, come on, man.
At the end of the day, I think that's the difference between men and women. Like, we are physically attracted to y'all, so y'all can touch us on our thigh. Y'all could, it don't matter what y'all doing. Y'all can rub us on our back. Y'all can touch our pinky toe. It don't matter. We're gonna get turned on. You don't have to do any of that, but we're gonna want you because it's you. So that's why I think we're trying to find the disconnect, because it's like a lot of times you have to, like I was saying, warm up the engine and all this stuff. And it's like, but do you really like me like you say you do? Because on my end, it don't matter when we do it. I'm always ready for you because it's you. But on the other end, I gotta earn that. And we in a relationship.
OT, you were more attractive when we were dating, and all those other women wanted you too.
They still do. You just don't
know.
No,
we married now. No, it's a big difference.
Not
it's
really.
a big difference. It's a big difference. It's a big difference to
her.
They
want you more. The women want you more when you married.
Yes.
The outside women, they want you even more because that shows that you committed, that you have a foundation, you got something solid. A lot of women want to go after that.
They be ready to lie to you too. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
listen, if that's the case, then there's some sort of breakdown. We need to figure it out. We're doing very good, sounds like to me. But it's good. It's good to know that there is some sort of breakdown, because we hear this a lot. When women are married after a while, they don't want to have sex anymore for whatever reason. I think it's life, like Ricky said. The security and all the distractions is what I think. It's just all the stuff that marriage life brings. It's not so exciting anymore. There's no hiding out. There's no sneaking around. It's just, this is we together, and we just not putting the time in. So you got to limit the distractions. That is what I think. And you got to be real intentional about kids and all that extra stuff. But I mean, I don't know if you're not attracted no more, though, that's a big deal.
But that's a big decision you have to make when you get married. Because if you're marrying someone because you're bored, or you're tired of, or you can't afford to be single anymore, that is a problem. So if you guys are coming together, bringing what you have together and building on that, of course you're going to have your challenges. That's you being a prisoner of perspective. Some people hide behind obligations, like, I got too much going on. We work hard to make it happen. That's what sacrifice is required. So you get that 12 minutes in the laundry room or whatever, y'all sit there and make it happen. You still sneak around, but where's the intent behind it? Too many people quit on the job too early, and that's a problem.
I think also women, something we don't talk about that's a bit taboo, take care of yourselves physically. A lot of women start becoming more ashamed of their bodies the longer they've been in relationships, because they put on a few pounds. Get back out there. Start working out like you were single. Keep your little sexy undergarments. Start taking care of your hygiene like you used to when you were single. Because when a woman feels good about her body, she wants somebody to see it. And when she doesn't feel good about it, she don't want nobody touching it. She doesn't want anybody seeing it. So put in the same effort for your husband, just like you did when y'all were single and you was shaving those legs and picking out, just in case, underwear, just in case, bra, and all of that perfume and putting it in the right places. Do that just because, just being.
And you got guys who
I agree with that. I agree.
I just think you should go harder. I can't imagine that why you get married and you got the man and you made the biggest decision of your life. Now you're going to drop the ball. No, I don't know about that. That seems so twisted, because you want to go hard. You got your man. He with you. He doing for you. He taking care of you. And then you want to lay down on him. Like,
happens every day. Happens every day.
But nobody's always up. But it's just a reminder, right? Nobody's always up. Just like sometimes we just fall into, real life happens, but pick yourself out of it. Get up.
But it goes back to what
get off your knees.
Ricky said,
it goes back to,
you crazy, Ricky.
Guys, and guys can attest to this, respectively. They just sat there and worked about 15, 16 hours, but just coming home and just the whiff of that perfume, or the fact that you look good in a certain silhouette, or you was positioned some kind of way and the light hits your ass. If he still fuck with you, he's gonna lick more of them stretch marks.
Oh my Lord.
He ain't lying.
He don't give a shit. We can shower together. We can make it work. But you got to put some effort in there. If he just as nasty as you are, you just have to give each other room to be that.
And it don't have to be a masterpiece every time. You can just paint. It could be real quick. You don't have to be a masterpiece.
Yeah. Right.
But you need to connect. You do need to connect as husband and wife. You really do.
Yeah.
I agree, man. Let's pay some bills, man. We're going to wrap this thing up. Real quick time out with the 20 ball. Hold on, my time effects ain't up. There we go. So just showing support, man. We appreciate you, big dog. It's love, man. Thank you. We got Grizz Treats again, 2 ball. You see how tough that 5 was to grasp?
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
Hercules, boy.
Straight up. AL with the 5 ball. If I'm in the middle of doing something and you start nagging about it, I'll stop what I'm doing and tell you to do it. Don't rush me. It will get done.
AL, gosh.
Jesus Christ. Appreciate you, fam. Grizz, the 5 ball. Feed me. Listen. Give me the box. Respect my privacy. Know when to leave me alone. Respect with all caps. Good women's bonus. What is your man's favorite team and who's the coach? Real quick.
Muted. Muted.
Cowboys and Jimmy Johnson. I'm just being funny.
Oh wow.
I'm
He is
being
a
funny.
legend, though. He is the best coach we ever had. But that's long story long.
I'll give y'all that.
But that goes back to the paying attention to detail about things that don't benefit you. Thing I'm talking about. A lot of women can't answer that question. They can tell you the team, but they can't tell you the coach. So again, paying attention to detail, man. That right there is what's that's why you say good woman's bonus. That's a fact. That puts you in a whole different category.
Man.
Appreciate it.
Y'all
Dave
want us
Vaughn,
to know
foul
about
ball.
Nene Leaks and Portia and all them. We know all of them.
We know all.
Right.
We know the whole squad.
Yes.
You know which season too.
OT, you should start doing reviews. You will make so much money as a man that did reviews on reality television.
Oh Lord.
He'll lose his. He'll never be able to come back to the block again. Ever again. He start doing reviews.
Yeah, let him do it, but charge him to be up here.
They get black.
Dave Vaughn, the foul ball example. Financially struggling couple. Man has a plan on how to get out of the hole, so he may ask you to do XYZ to make the process easier for both.
Yep.
That's real. At the end of the day, you got to be on board. You got to trust that man's judgment, man. That's facts. Shay with the foul ball. Some of us appreciate a little foreplay. Sensual transition 3 times a week, a little of a women's incentive, whatever she chooses.
And we don't have to initiate everything. You take initiative, he going. Yeah,
there we are. Rojo, the 2-ball. Romance is a 2-way street. That is a fact. But it seems oftentimes that it's a 1-way.
I want my engine revved up too.
Yeah. Take me to the Autobahn.
The entire relationship was supposed to be a 2-way street.
Absolutely. It sounds
Right,
like we're struggling with relationships.
You know what I'm saying? It's funny how whenever we get to these conversations, they always with one person asking for something, another person getting nothing. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, go, man. It's a cold game out here, man. Dave Vaughn with the 2-ball. Men love idealistically. Women love conditionally.
Damn.
We might have to unpack that one day.
Yeah, that sounds.
That's a topic. That's a topic right
there. Yeah.
I think we've proven him right as of tonight, just thus far.
That's a topic. Yeah.
Hey, that's a fact. Appreciate it, Dave Vaughn. Biggin with the 10-ball. Yeah, but Saida, to use your example, if the guitar is approaching me with missing strings of life, don't expect for me to play a complete tune.
Big Ed, me.
Boy.
I can't hit that E sharp. I can't hit that E sharp.
But if you notice that it's missing some strings, why don't you let it go? Why do you decide to continue? Let it go.
Well, he can fix it.
Someone heard it. Someone heard that and it's missing, it's broken, and you notice that it's broken. You can't play it. Let it go.
Fix it. Fix
it, or if you're willing to fix it.
Maybe he can't get
You
another
gotta
one.
fix it.
You can buy another string, but like if you don't, then buy another guitar.
Sire, go and fist pump me through the thingy if you can.
I say fix it.
I ain't gonna even say that.
We gotta stop throwing each other away. We gotta fix it.
Yeah.
Nothing perfect. You're not gonna find the perfect person.
They're right.
That's facts, man. Kenny T in the building, the man himself. Boy, say calling her at 12:30 a.m. made her wet. But putting the ring on that finger just does not do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I give an example real quick for like some men that I hear a lot that women shouldn't have like a lot of body count. And let's say that this woman has not been with a lot of men. So she has no much experience and probably has been with a man that didn't know her body and she doesn't know what she don't know. Right. So that could be missing strings or a broken string. So how do you fix that? Get to know that she doesn't even know her own body. She doesn't even know like what turns her on, or she probably knows that, but she doesn't know how to communicate. So those things happen. Like a lot of women are just promiscuous and they're just going after men, trying to find something that they don't get out of many men, like because they don't know their body. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like
I can give you an example. There was an ex who wasn't experienced a lot, so Not only did we do some research as far as books, I took her to adult bookstores. So she was singing a different tune after she learned about herself. So you have to make it comfortable for her to like be free on who she is and what she likes, and then go from there.
Yeah, definitely
Or some
communicate
women
that, but just submit though. Just submit.
Right.
Submit to
Or some
whatever it
women that-
is he wants to do.
A lot of women also get used to like the equipment, like toys. And then once they are with their men, they don't know how to transition to that, you know. And I'm not saying they probably haven't been with a lot of men, but they just get used to that, and they don't know how to transition to that. They don't know how to communicate, you know. It happens. Those
You
things
gotta save that stuff for marriage. You can't.
But-
A man can't compete with a toy.
Been around the world and I.
No, we ain't doing that today.
Can't compete. A man can't compete with that. You have to
Yeah,
save
that's
that.
that's a little traveling. That's like
Save that for marriage. Save it for marriage.
Yeah. I would say this, just say, it's going by SB's point as far as marriage, you get that person comfortable with themselves.
No.
You know, learn.
Sorry,
You know, yeah, you
somebody
get
said, bring your electric toothbrush to bed.
no, but I think it's like you get them comfortable learning themselves, and you like, you know, encourage them to see how they respond to certain things. Then you take it step by step, and then when they get comfortable, sometimes they take initiative, and you go from there. Reassurance, because it's new territory for most people. You know, you don't micromanage that situation. So
BJ Tight 98 with the fireball. Ladies, just starfish and be done with it.
no,
It's over with. They
No.
don't get it.
You
Hell
starfish, I'm going
no.
to Keisha.
hey, I'm throwing you back in the ocean. No,
Hell no. Starfishing is
Brother,
not
you gonna
cool.
eat every piece of fish you catch. Stop playing.
I don't eat everything in there. Some
Girl,
fish,
put on another hat.
some fish ain't
Uh-oh.
fresh. Some fish ain't fresh.
You
Let her
got
know.
one more?
Hey, I don't eat every fish because some fish don't come fresh.
Hey, Shay with the fireball. Truth is, if women receive the big O as frequent as men won't, we would be all aboard. So
Well-
apparently, women not getting pleased by their man, and that may speak to the hesitancy
Yeah, they don't speak
and
up
wanting to
on it.
accommodate.
They don't speak up on it.
You need to talk to your mechanic.
that hurts their ego.
Don't matter.
So
Yeah.
this is another example of things that happened, because I heard it. I talked to a lot of women. So it's hilarious.
You hear
So let's say that let's say that you get married with a man, like you love him, you appreciate everything about him. He's a provider. He's perfect. Okay. Nobody's perfect, right?
Here we go.
He's perfect. But sex is not that good.
Why is
Now it's a sacrifice for her. Now it's a sacrifice, and you cannot have it all, right?
You
You always say you cannot have it all.
You
You cannot have it all.
communication?
You teach
Even
him.
if you communicate that.
No, if you communicate with a man, he'll in the right style. And a lot of times you got to use physical, move his hand,
Yeah, you got to show
move
us
your
sometimes.
body against
Guide us.
his,
You
I
gotta
agree.
guide us through it.
whisper something in his ear. Like a wife knows that. That's all I'm gonna say, to keep it
Agree.
like sophisticated and conservative. You can teach him, and he can teach you, because
And, like,
a lot of times you may not be what you think we are,
Yeah.
right? You may notice him put his foot up a certain way. You be like, what the fuck was that?
shit, that's something else.
Wait a minute.
Old crazy Lil.
Wait a minute. Is you cheating on me? I'm
No,
just kidding. But you get what I'm saying. Like, don't underestimate each other, because you might get embarrassed. That's all I can say.
That's why you guys make it a point not to miss the orientation. You gotta
And
be
talk to each other.
Wait a minute. What's orientation?
The thing is, some people are sexually, they need sexual alignment. We got to see where you're at as far as, you know, your sexual parameters. So when it comes to sex, some people are not used to certain things. So like, look, you gotta groom them a little bit. Like, hey, I know you're not used to being hung upside down or doing this, that, and the third, you know, but let's get you on point. And then when you're comfortable doing your thing, y'all do your thing. Or some chicks come naturally with that throat therapy. And
So you definitely saving this to after marriage, right? Because if you said that to a young lady before, she probably run away. Upside down. Hanging upside down.
Well, I mean,
Run
auditions
away.
are,
She gonna be
Trying
trying
to
to
run to you.
I mean, but
we
some
trying
women,
to come up to your job.
Right.
I mean,
We
you
bottle
trying to
pop.
hide every day. So I mean, you know,
That's facts.
Lord.
but I'm
Real
trying.
quick.
I'm trying.
Dave on two ball said the emotion wasn't there. It was the excitement back in the day in terms of when the man was getting more sex. I agree. The excitement played a role for
Excitement.
sure.
Okay.
People fall in a routine and that excitement go away. Rojo, two ball F around and get stressed out. Sea creatures. Hey, that's starfish. That starfish, it ain't it, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. That is terrible.
Yeah.
BJ type the foul ball. If you don't require me to be into it and still gotta give it, you getting starfish.
No.
See, and that right there
Lazy.
gets Tanya called. Right there. Right there. I want you to pay close
Like
attention
a
to that.
regular starfish or starfish like that?
No, the regular laid out.
Either way.
Hell no.
Is that what a starfish is?
No.
You just laying there. You
laying
just
down,
laying there.
not doing nothing.
Doing that,
Hell
Tanya
no.
coming off the dresser with a 5-star frog splash. So she doing her thing.
Like
Hey.
I like I
Oh my
call it.
God, y'all
Like
are
I call it.
hilarious.
It's that here nigga damn coochie. That's what it is. We don't want that. Yeah. Yeah.
Charity ass. I don't know charity. Hell no. No. I need some excitement and enthusiasm. in what you give me.
Enthusiasm.
That's
Yeah.
real rap. Big Mel, 20 ball. Boy, I got here late. I've been watching the games. Welcome, bro. Boy, always showing love. Appreciate you, big dog. Kenny T, just being hashtag.
Don't get those hoodies, y'all. Just being.
No.
Oh
Put your-
my
Put
God.
your girl in a hucklebutt. See what happens.
Lord,
I think you should. You guys should still do the call in at 3 a.m. Just be in another room in the house.
Yeah.
You know, keep that up and just see what happens.
Let's
She
see.
wearing that sundress.
Hey,
I
Big
said
Mel,
3 o'clock in the morning.
with the 50 ball.
You can continue to send him the news or like something visual.
Don't
like,
do that.
throughout the day.
Don't do that. He might lose his phone or something. Don't do that.
No, but hold on. How is it that y'all lost the touch where y'all want something, y'all sit there and put your ass on a dude's pelvis when he's trying to sleep? Whatever happened to that?
That still happen, huh?
What?
I'm just some of y'all cut that
That
shit
was
out.
the good old days.
What you mean good old days? How about 2 days?
How about 2 days? Nigga, hilarious. You say to my arch nemesis.
That means we're opposite, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I looked that up. That means we were so close, but we had to separate. I Googled that shit when I saw it come through the chat. Is that what that means? But thank you for the $50.
I think so.
Yes.
What does that
I
mean?
appreciate
Because y'all laughing. What does that really mean?
Or
I mean,
arch
it's like
nemesis
a-
is the enemy.
like a rival,
It's
man. It's like a
the
rival.
enemy. Yeah.
Oh,
like-
he loves
it's like-
me. He
It's
loves
like,
me.
it's like Batman and Joker.
Right.
Those are-
Okay.
those are-
Oh,
Superman and Lex
gotcha.
Luthor, right.
Gotcha.
Superman and Lex Luthor, right.
Thank
But
you,
yeah.
Ricky, because Batman won. Ricky named me Batman. So bye.
Nowadays, like Megatron and Starscream. That's what it is.
Lord have mercy, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Kevin King, the foul ball. I'm here because of SB, but I love the streaming panelists. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you, bro. Tapping in with us, man. Elijah, the foul ball. Man can only deal with being rejected for so long. That's not something that most women can't even fathom. Sleazeball Tech. Salute to Sleazeball. Sleazeball in the building. That's love, man. Appreciate you, the dog.
Please University is now becoming a community college. You can transfer your credits and everything.
That's
And they are accredited.
definitely accredited, man. We aim to please. I ain't gonna hold you. Dave on too. While my homies call starfish the warm regular.
Okay, must be a man joke because I don't know what that means.
Nah, I want mine scrambled. I need
Hey,
that.
man. That's why I say.
Ronan,
but,
I think you are just done fell off the cliff.
What's a warm regular?
Regular.
This means it's like it means there's nothing spectacular. Stuff is like you just laying there and like here. Like I don't really want to do this, but here is that. It's just regular degular. It's nothing special involved. You ain't did no tricks. You ain't arched it like we needed arched. You ain't hung from that ceiling fan like we needed hung from.
So you like
literally
want her to
laying
do
on
the
your
cry
back.
baby?
You ever seen a starfish on the beach? It's just literally like just.
I haven't.
Yeah, Google. Hold on, let me see if I can go. Yeah,
It's like-
Google
it's like
Google
someone
starfish, and you're gonna understand. You
It's
like,
like
damn.
do a pop tart on your plate, like here. And just have to push it.
Yeah, that is horrible, man. But again, like a lot of dudes deal with that within their relationship because like the woman just not into it. She don't feel like it. But it's like, okay, we married or we were in a relationship, so I'm gonna just give it to you here. It's that. And some men to take that. I'm just like, I'm cool, gang. Like if you ain't into it, I'm good. Nope. Cause I can't be into it the way I need to be into it. If you just laying there, like what the fuck?
What if she's cooking, cleaning, loving you, going to church? Does any of that matter?
You need to be cooking in there
but
too.
Again, let's wait until we get to a point in which you have some enthusiasm and you inspire. Let's wait till we get this nap in first, and then we get up, and then you got a renewed source of energy, and then we can continue. But I don't want you just laying in the bed, not
That's
doing
like
a
waiting
damn
for a
thing.
woman.
So
You know what
isn't
I
that the
mean?
same of him providing, working, paying for
Yes.
everything?
Yeah,
and-
absolutely.
That's what we
Okay.
said. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again, man, take
You
care
might
of your man. out
fuck
there.
A man can do all those things, and what we said on this very panel, there's got to be something more. It's got to be the it factor.
So leave his stomach full and his balls empty.
Look at SB face.
Rhoda is just like, he gonna throw Rhoda off the cliff.
That is true.
It's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Just being. She's just being.
Hey, Web Flinger with the fireball. Don't do anything at the start of the relationship that cannot be maintained. A wise man once said that. Man, I think he had a beard and a red hat on,
Santa Claus?
like earrings and stuff. Nah, it wasn't Santa. He was a darker tone. But yeah, wise man nonetheless. Who knows? But it's a great quote, man. Appreciate you, big dog.
All that matters is that a man said it. That's all.
Right. That's all.
All that matters. I'm with you, Vicky. All that matters.
But yeah, on that note, man, we're gonna wrap this thing up. I appreciate everybody for pulling up, man. Crusader Nation was deep in the building tonight, as always. Thank everybody for the donations, man. Thank everybody for your time. Coming in and kicking it with us, bro. Like it's always a pleasure. Hold on, real quick, BJ Tight say, wait. Say nah, don't want to take the starfish. Oh, men don't want to take the starfish, but feel like a warmed engine isn't necessary.
No.
They'll take it like the Last Supper. Yes, they will.
Jesus Christ, we can't win, man. We can't win out here.
You don't want to crack the windshield.
Hey, look, that's just as peely as candy corn. No shit.
On Halloween, so you get the candy corn in your basket for Halloween. You're ready to throw.
But she did make a good point. She made a good point because she's listening to the conversation. If you really think about that super chat, because y'all were saying, I don't need to warm that engine up, but then you don't want to warm starfish to warm you up.
But why does it require
back up
me?
there.
Why does it require me? You see what I'm saying? Like this, and look, I hear what y'all saying. I need y'all to just because I me personally, I believe like y'all feel like I don't acknowledge what y'all saying. I acknowledge what y'all saying, right? But what I'm saying is that every case shouldn't be that it requires me to start you up. Every occasion shouldn't be that it requires me to start you up. You're supposed to like me.
With that, I agree.
Every
definitely
occasion.
agree.
We agree with you, Ricky. We agree. Totally, we agree and understand. We
If
do.
you love that man, wake him up, sit on his face. Do that.
No, who said that? Rona, you out there wilding out in these streets in America.
I'm being honest.
Put it on me.
What could it hurt?
I'll say yes.
Start his day off right. Send him off to work happy. Because dude go to work. Yeah, I'm gonna have a great day today.
Okay,
I can't wait to get back home.
Woo! I can't wait to get back to the
And
house.
he's doing that sober.
That boy is insane. Grizz 2 ball, women warming it up, pull it out. Eagles pull it out and wait.
Hey, go ahead.
Hey.
Oh yeah, it's getting late. Yeah. Mhm.
Hey, look, you come home, you be butt naked with a wine cooler. His night is complete. He good.
Lord have mercy. Again, man, I appreciate everybody for pulling up on us, man. Panelists, y'all know it's love always. I felt like it was a super dope conversation tonight. Grizz again, but you go ahead and buy groceries, date, and massage as well. All of these things could, definitely increase your chances for sure.
Groceries.
Grocery.
Yeah, buying the groceries, going on dates, massages, things of that nature. Basically warming up the engine like y'all talking about.
Young
know,
blood.
No. Groceries. Explain the groceries.
No,
Y'all
I
buying
know
women
groceries
groceries? They
I
don't have
got you. I got you. You ever seen Dead Presidents? The movie Dead Presidents?
Yeah.
a little bit of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember when Cuddy was in the hallway when Ant was coming home? He was like, "Young blood, look at you, bring it home the groceries.
Oh, I remember.
Love when you bring home the groceries, make you feel like a man.
No.
You know what? I came by and I laid a little money on Sarah in the bed. Right.
What?
Now that you back home,
Here
you
go.
need a little money. Don't go you come talk to me. I'll float you." What
Come
he
to
say?
me, man.
He told you the same. He told Cuddy the same thing your husband told that lawn man.
Lawnmower.
Keep your shit.
It's fact.
Stay the fuck away from our family. That's what he did. Right.
You hear
me?
That's the groceries, right?
Yeah.
That's the groceries.
Basically meaning like buying groceries earn you point. And again, we talking about within a relationship. We ain't talking about just for some randoms, bro. I'm talking about buying the groceries, going out, just getting them, taking on dates,
okay.
massages, things of that nature. Like that's gonna earn you points. You know what I'm saying? The process of what you're trying to do. So, Big Mel say much love the queen, man. Appreciate you, fam. Hold on, it was one more. It's one more. No taste with the 2-ball. Ricky Man are refusing to communicate. And there we are. All right, man. I think that's all of them. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, man. Thank everybody for pulling up. Again, panelists, y'all already know it's love, man. Housekeeping, all merch is available, crewseason.com. We're gonna be back at this thing live streaming on Friday, Q&A. So y'all know what time that is. Bring up the questions. If y'all want to come up and ask them, you know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that was tapped in on Instagram earlier. Instagram was busting earlier. It was at least about 400 something in there, man. So y'all was you know, we had the questions rolling. So I want to turn YouTube into something similar like that. So need all y'all to pull up, kick it with us. And then also the sale is gonna be live Friday.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm not announcing the details of it, but the sale will be
code?
live on Friday.
Oh, you're gonna announce it.
Yeah. It's gonna be available on Friday. So just come to the website and see what the discount is. Yeah. Go ahead, do you want to say something?
I just got one thing to say in it, and y'all may not know this, but I'm upset. I'm feeling bad because Franklin is homeless.
I know.
Oh, damn it.
And I just want to reach out to him. He didn't win, y'all. He lost.
Who is Franklin?
That hurt
Yeah, I
my
don't know
snowfall on
Hurt.
snowfall, man.
Franklin's Franklin's grill just hurt me in the end.
Yeah. Damn it,
I just
Frank.
wanted to reach out to him.
Especially when he say I'm
People
free.
that were fighting?
I didn't do it your way. I didn't do it their way, but I did it my way, and I'm free and I'm okay. And then walked off. I was like, not
Franklin
my dog.
was not okay.
my dog,
He's just
man.
done.
Oh man, you gave me $20.
Franklin a boxer?
Looking out.
No, he's the what can we call Franklin? Franklin was the
Shot
Was he
caller.
the-
He was
the-
the OG. He was the plug
Kingpin,
for
maybe? I
for
don't
LA
know.
Kingpin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a promoter?
Nah, drug dealer.
Drug dealer.
Drug dealer.
What y'all talking about?
Snowfall.
is like centered around a drug
Oh,
dealer.
a
and
show.
Right,
Mhm.
TV show.
Okay, got
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Yeah, man. So prayers up to Franklin, man. Prayers up to Uncle Jerome.
Yeah.
Mr. Said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mama in jail in prison for life.
Yeah. Louis ain't shit though. But yeah.
Yeah, they gonna catch our ass
Yeah,
regardless.
Louis on the run. Yeah.
It's tough, man. But yeah, prayers to everybody involved, man. If y'all ain't watched Snowfall, man, make sure
Catch up.
that's a hell of a show. Hell of a show. That right there was the series finale. Like it is over. That's why we
Over.
Franklin!
Franklin. Yeah. No, not Franklin. Yeah. All right, y'all.
But all right, man. Again, I appreciate it. We're gonna be back at this thing Friday. Q&A. We want to see y'all there. I appreciate everybody for pulling up on us, man. And on that note, we are out here, man. Thank y'all.
you.